Hello. We're live. Hold on. Let me make sure everything's good. Should be. Probably. Let's see. Oh, Discord. Hold on. Gotta post the Discord. There we go. We've done that. Let me make sure the YouTube side of the stream is running correctly. It's all good. We're all good there. Yeah, we're live. We've done it. CS, hello. How's it going? Hopefully you're doing well. Hopefully you're having a good one. CS, I feel like guilty is the wrong word, but I feel responsible for setting you down this path of trying to make this new game that you're making, and I'm like, oh, I hope CS isn't like overthinking it too much. I'm worried about that guy. Sometimes he's in the Discord, he's just coding for hours and hours and saying nothing. I'm worried. Hopefully you're doing well. I'm good. Dr. Fatboy, hello. How's it going, Lord of Pies? Lord of Pies, if you haven't seen it, you're gonna love today's YouTuber. I know yesterday's YouTuber, I tried to take Overgrowth Carapace. I have spoilers. Let's just say there's an Overgrowth Carapace in the run. I know, crazy, right? But let's just say Carapace mentioned. You're gonna love today's YouTuber eventually when you get to watch it, or maybe you never will watch it. I don't know. We'll see. Dr. Fatboy, hello. How are you? Io, fourth Io. Good try. Maybe next time. You missed everything I said because there was an ad. Ah, fuck. CS, I was just saying that I hope you're doing well and you're not worried too much about the game that you're making. Because I'm worried about you. We're in the Discord call. Sometimes you're just coding for hours and not saying anything, and I'm worried I'm worried you're gonna burn out. Basically, that's mainly my concern. But hi. Maybe you made a debut. What do you, Dr. Fireball? You made a debut at what, basically? You did comment on yesterday's video. I did, Lord of Pies. I did see the comment. The field soaked you today? Zula, it rained by me a little bit, but not too much, though. It was like a really quick thunderstorm, then it left pretty quickly, too. G-Mang, hello. How are you? You won a run with Morsel Made? He's done it. People said it was impossible, but G-Mang has done the unthinkable. They've won with Morsel Made. Congratulations. You're writing the entire game at the moment. See, this is what I'm saying. See, this is what I'm worried about. But I mean, you do you, man. It's your process or whatever, right? I believe in you. I'm just worried about you burning out, basically. But you'll be fine. You started playing the horse girl game. Wanted to know what the fuss is about. You're addicted. Uh-oh. Dr. Fatboy, good luck. You know what's actually really funny? I found out that the Weeb Hearthstone game that Cash and Racket got me to start playing. Apparently is made by the same company that makes the horse game, Uma Musume. Same people behind both those. So that's pretty funny. I think I picked the right side to be on. I think because at least Weeb Hearthstone, and I got kind of lucky with Weeb Hearthstone. I ended up getting like 3 copies of like the best card in the entire game just from like my initial starting pulls or whatever. So I haven't had to like spend any money, and I've managed to make it to like max rank pretty much. So now I'm just like waiting for like new stuff to come out or whatever. I can kind of just chill and do nothing. So I'm living the best life in that game, and I'm never gonna spend any money on it, and it's really cool. Basically. You mean Shadowverse? Yeah, IO Shadowverse. I'm pretty sure Shadowverse. It's by this. I think like the publisher is like Psy Games, and Psy Games are the same people who made Uma Mamuse or Uma Musume, whatever it's called. Yeah. The base logic in a really shit way in about 4 days. Now you just remake the connections. So, CS, is this common? And I mean, obviously you're only one person. You can only speak to your own experiences. Is it like common for like an indie developer when they're making their game to be like, I'm trying to make this thing, but the original baseline thing that I coded is not good. Let me, maybe not even redo it, but let me improve it or whatever so I can make other functions work that I want it to. Is that like a common experience in indie game development? You have no idea. It's what you do a lot. Interesting. I'm out here describing legacy code. I know that's like a thing with like the original Monster Train, right? I don't know the details of it exactly, but I remember people saying to me that the original code for Monster Train, it's a little hard to work with when it comes to adding new content, which is like a big reason why they made Monster Train 2 instead of more DLC, right? Is that it was just they had to kind of start from scratch, sort of, more or less, right? And I think that was also an issue with Enter the Gungeon. I think Enter the Gungeon had a similar situation where they didn't want to make any more content for the game because of how it was barely being held together, basically. Peace, you missed what I said, but you do game dev stuff. Peace, how often do you find yourself like scrapping or like super reworking something that is not working, I guess, basically? It's like the general question. Because I feel like it's got to be really annoying to do, to like start over. Maintaining legacy code bases is a nightmare. So would you see that, like, I guess code bases, like the original, like the baseline, like, structure that everything is built around, would you say that's, like, super important then to make sure it's, like, functioning correctly from the get-go? Because software productions games will have tech, debt, etc. that, depending on the software, will be fixed immediately or left to rot for years. Interesting. You mean the original Undertale is the spaghettiest of codes? I wouldn't know, man. Only you know what Umusume is that the actual Yakuza threatens artists if they do any amount of art on the characters. That's awesome. I understand so there's this whole thing about how, like, gambling in Japan is, like, very much like, you know, I don't want to say Yakuza control, I don't know the exact details of it, right? But it's like a, like, they run the gambling, basically, right? So I understand that, like, the concept is very funny that, like, don't you dare fucking draw pictures of our horses. We will kill you. That's sick. That's actually pretty based. And Lustrous, how are we doing today? I'm doing pretty well. How's it going? You say is if you have shitty architecture, you will suffer trying to add new things, and making good architecture in the beginning was quite hard. Okay. We did a hyperscale some units today. I'm just gonna keep it just like normal. Ideally, it's just normal scaling that is good enough to win the game. We don't need anything. We don't need to go hyper. We just keep it good. Solo dev, small teams, make the damn thing work. Undertale is an example of that. I genuinely didn't know this. I just figured that, like, I mean, like, listen, like, Undertale has, like, a lot of cool stuff with it, right? Where it's, like, you got, like, the whole thing where when you go and fight the final boss, it's, like, you know, he's messing with the save data, whatever, blah, 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 all that sort of cool stuff. I just assumed that it was, like, a pretty simple game, so the code wouldn't be too bad. Is it, like, some sort of, like, infamously, like, cobbled together game, basically, that just barely functions? Because when I played Undertale, I didn't have any bugs or anything. Like, I didn't have any issues. From what I can remember, at least, so I don't know. It ain't gambling if you can't win cash. I wouldn't agree with that necessarily, but I don't know. You guys ready to play? We're making good progress. It's coded very uniquely, to put it lightly. Interesting, very interesting. What are we doing here, folks? Here is the logbook. What are we playing? Anyone want to see any of the available options in here still? Anything jump out to you as being like, ooh, I want to see that? It didn't have a lot of computer science background, so the code base is a bit of a mess, but hey, it works. You know, that's good enough for most people, probably. Dot, hello. Do I live in a simulation? I don't believe I live in a simulation, but I'm not sure. New request, Baron, Alt, Luna. Who's Baron? Which one of these fuckers is... Oh, Baron Grail. That's Baron, yeah. I mean, we could do that, sure. Dot, you want to see Primordium Banished? Also an interesting one. The best rule is always comment as much as possible. On what? Ooze run. I've only had ooze once ever, and it wasn't like a super optimal line for it. And I think with Grail, ooze is not the way you want to play, because you want to probably play with Nyx as your starting card if you're playing an ooze. Oh, on coding, comment as much as possible. Okay. Well, isn't like so? I know a very slight things about coding, and comments are generally you like are like not part of the code. It's things you put next to the code where when people are reading through the code to be like explaining what it does, basically, right? That's like the idea of comments on code. So it's the idea that you want to comment on code so that way, even if you're not the one looking at it, it's like it's obvious what it does to someone else. Is that what that means? Yeah, ... You would comment on the code to explain the code. Ooze is kind of self-contained with Organ Harvester and Dualism and Faulty Body. Faulty Body gives it frailty and spikes. Doesn't give it any baseline reanimate. I guess maybe it's fine. I'm not sure. Freaky Arrive. Voyix, hello. How are you? Hopefully you are well. Freaky greetings. Don't give him freaky greetings. He's gonna say something real freaky. Okay, let's do. I'm feeling Grail Alt Luna. That one's vibing with me. I don't know why. I want to get a Grail run in here though. And random Pyre Heart. Let's see how it goes. You went for a walk to nature. Nature is cool and shit. Nah, lame. Even greeting things you made yourself after a while, you won't remember why you did certain things. Interesting. Listen, I feel like if I did learn how to actually code, I would not leave comments, and I would drive myself insane. Because I feel like, why would I make comments? It takes up time, and I'll just remember it, and then I won't remember, and then I'll lose my mind. So, interesting. You ever run a marathon tomorrow if I had to? No. Absolutely not, Voyix. I think, gun to my head, I think I would actually pass out before I ran a marathon. I think it's over for me. If we see 9 lives, that'd be pretty cool too. Maybe we'll see what we see, folks. For now, we've got a Plague Doctor, a Sanguine Assistant, Meddler's here too, and Shifting Pyre. You saw the on TikTok where a girl's boyfriend always said he could, even though he wasn't too active, so she signed him up, and then he just did it. Damn, that's actually sick. So even when I was in like better shape, I was not good at running. Like when I was in high school, I was in way better shape. I was doing a lot of sports, but I always had really bad cardio no matter what I did. I think like my fastest was like a 7-minute mile, which is not good. It's terrible. It's a terrible mile time. I just was always like, no matter what, I just had bad cardio. Oh, if I could walk it, Voyix, sure. Then yeah, that's fine. But specifically running the marathon and like not stopping, no chance. Oh, you're saying, oh, sorry, Illustrious. I thought Faulty Body was a separate thing, independent of the Organ Harvester. I see what you're saying. That would be really cool, actually. And if I'm running a mental game. Also, Dan, hello. I recognize you from Voyix streams. How's it going? You're pretty sure you can fight a grizzly? No, you can't, and neither can I. Listen, I might talk a lot of shit about the eagle and how I could beat the eagle in a fight. I can't. None of us can beat a grizzly bear. Not gonna happen, dude. You're in a couple marathons now, but you really need to lose your mind on something else. You wouldn't stop running if zombies were chasing you? Probably would still stop. Probably at some point, maybe like a mile in, I'm just like, I'm ready to go. I'm ready. It was a good life. Zombies can take me. I don't know, CS. Ever since the whole 100 people versus the gorilla thing and everyone agreeing that the gorilla loses, maybe 100 people can get the job done against a grizzly bear. I don't know. Obviously, like the grizzly bear has like claws and shit, so that's like a more like obvious like lose condition for people. But maybe even then, the people can just kind of sit on it, and that's enough weight to kill the grizzly bear. I'm not sure. I mean, that would just be a tie. That would be a draw. If you can bring Crushing Demise to the fight, that is just a draw. What do you guys want here? I like both these quite a bit. I think generally, I'm a little bit more of a fan of In Hungers. I think In Hungers is really cool. You can do a lot of neat stuff with it. Living Armory is just pretty baseline, okay, no matter what. Oh, I think actually, you know what? With Plague Doctor, maybe I do just want to go at Living Armory, because then we can just put the armory or the equipments on Armory, and then Plague Doctor gets bigger. That seems pretty good to me, actually. Let's just do that. That seems a lot simpler. Oh, no, there's two of you? My bad. I didn't realize. My bad. Sorry. You think that you have no clue 100 people beat a grizzly bear? Great. So, boy, is that a typo, or are you trying to be freaky again? Are they beating this grizzly bear, if you know what I'm saying? Just smoke bomb grizzly confused. You can't bring smoke bombs. That's not allowed. Holy shit, incredible typo. He's beating that bear. He's beating that bear, dude. You're a fan of it. Hunger as an endless assistant with brain transfer and just scrap for parts. I've had scrapper parts with Grail be pretty cool before, but I don't know if we want to do that here. Also, I think we can take this pretty safely, hopefully. Anywho. Anyone else have a cool day or anything yet to talk about? I really had nothing going on. I'm TBHing. I wouldn't say I'm bored, but I'm just, you know, just been having a normal last week or so. Also, I shouldn't have played the shield steward here, I'm now realizing. That was probably a misplay, because now he's going to absorb all the sap on the bottom guy. Oh, well. You've recorded 10 videos in the last 2 days? Damn, this dude's getting fucking freaky with it, dude. He's getting so busy. Fuck this guy, man. I think we'll still be fine against the, I think we'll still be fine here against the boss. You're just healing the full. I guess we'll just do this here. I'll give you Vampire Soup as well for now. I think we're gonna get to the boss still. I think the Plague Doctor will like kill it in 2 hits pretty much. But he's coming in with a lot of damage on Grail. We'll see what happens. I don't know. Play this and pass. ET, first time stream viewer, a couple months long, video watcher. Did you stumble into another random animal versus 100 humans discussion? Yeah, but like we're not really gonna go into it too much. I think it's pretty surface level. I wouldn't be too worried. Also, Tetra, hello, how's it going? How are you doing? Oh, I should have probably kept the 2. Actually, no, I guess we can chump here. Yeah, we'll just chump and keep you with a little bit of lifesteal, and it should be fine or whatever. I don't know. Actually looking pretty good for us. Okay. Johnny, did I say hi, Johnny? Hello, how are you? Hopefully you're doing well. You are locked in on this game now. You hate Luna Coven? I don't know, they're kind of neat sometimes. I think they have like maybe too much variance, because I feel like Voyix, and maybe you don't agree, but I feel like sometimes you get like Moonlit Glaive and the game just like plays itself, but like sometimes you get like a really stinky start and the game does not just play itself. Yeah, they do have a horrific early game. What are my current opinions on Parmesan? I can't talk about that right now. I'm gonna get in trouble. You just chump here. I don't think it matters too much. Okay. You should make a game mode where you get both champions from your clan combo. There do be modifiers for that. It is true. You agreed Ardent Slay Path to see if you could do it, and your run was an hour and a half of fighting for your life. Damn, dude. I mean, am I crazy here for just thinking that I probably want Overworked Assistant since it got the Shifted Pyre reanimate already on it? That just makes a lot of sense to me here, right? That's like a pretty good... I mean, I guess... They also denounced Parmesan. I'm not a big Parmesan fan. I don't think it tastes that good, honestly. When it comes to cheeses, I do not like eating Parmesan very much. But that's independent on my thoughts about whether or not it should be classified as a cheese or a season. This is probably our biggest disagreement. Really? The Parmesan being a seasoning? You're a huge Parmesan fan? Really? Well, that's fine. You can like Parmesan. That could be a co-op, actually. Maybe alternating turns. ET, what do you mean by that would be a good co-op? Like it's like we each control one of the champions in the run. Like I don't know how that would even really work. Very weird. Russian Roulette, hello, how's it going? Why can't it be as cheese and a seasoning? Listen, Johnny, I'd be willing to compromise and say it's both. It's that everyone's saying that I'm insane for saying it's even a seasoning in the first place, I feel like. You had for dinner yesterday? Voyix, don't tell me. Hold on. Psychic bond. Psychic bond with my friend Voyix here. For dinner, I'm not looking at the chat. For dinner, you had... Oh, what did you had? You did not go to Papa John's. I refuse to believe you went to Papa John's and got a pizza there. There's no way you would do that. Did you just get pizza? Just a normal pizza from a place that's like a local chain, maybe? I remember you mentioning something like that there being a good local chain that's not a fast food place. You had 2 sandwiches? Oh my god, he had 2 sandwiches. You're on my side? Finally, validation. Finally. My second guess was going to be muskrat dinner, Voyix, by the way. My second guess was going to be... I never thought you'd eat 2 sandwiches. Incredible. He plays like a Yu-Gi-Oh! Tag team mod. Combat phase starting after the alt clan player's turn. I mean, I don't know. Maybe there's something here. This is have to be like a custom mod where it's like a PvP mode where like I get one clan input and like the other person will get another clan, and we're fighting against each other somehow. Did you upload the siege run from the other day to YouTube? Not yet, G-Mang, but I almost certainly will, because that's a really cool run. Sorry, we're getting distracted, people. We gotta play Overworked Assistant here. I'm pretty sure. Although it does kind of clash with the Plague Doctor, right? Plague Doctor's already hopefully killing. You know what this might actually be? I can see this being a tank assistant run. I can see us playing Overworked Assistant here purely to be a tank for us right now, because we don't actually have a way to like win Relentless right now. So that seems like a pretty good choice for us for the time being. Moon Pixie is a lot of Conduit. But I think I gotta take Gravity so I can keep Corruption Seraph off the floor. Actual, real, authentic Parmigiano Reggiano is quite possibly the best cheese in the world. The greatest if you get in the US is labeled Parmesan cheese is fake, gross BS. Well, I've only ever had the fake gross BS before, so I can't really speak to the real one. I don't know. Cocktail, hello. How are you, by the way? You go to the store and your birds ripped off some of your laptop keys, so you're putting them back in. Your birds are pretty strong. That's kind of crazy. Endless Dualism Assistant. That'd be pretty good here. I wouldn't hate to see that. I also wouldn't hate to see like maybe a really sick, buffed out test subject here. We have a multi-strike. Worst case scenario, we slap down the multi-strike on the Plague Doctor, which should be pretty good here. We have Endless for the assistant as well, so that's really nice. Let's see what's in the banner. This is really interesting. This is very... Yeah, I think I actually really like Meat Hook here. I think Meat Hook seems awesome to me. Because I think we can just perma-stun Seraph with Meat Hook. And we don't even have to tank with the Meat Hook. We can tank with the assistant still. And his dualism Meat Hook, exactly. That seems really good for us here. I don't hate Hulking Mask, but I think Meat Hook is just a little bit too good to not take here on this one. Hook Hand Car Door, exactly. And then I like multi on the Plague Doctor. I think that's a kind of a given. This is gonna be our main carry, and then you know what I don't hate? I don't hate just slapping Endless on the Meat Hook as well. I think we'll put Endless on the assistant. I think that should be pretty good for us. Swear to God, you love Dante, but he's pissing you off 6 games back to back? That's a lot of Dante games, dude. That is a lot. 6 Dante games is insane. Ooh, Russian roulette wheel. Cheese is pretty mid, you guess. It seems unnecessary, and it's on everything. I think when it comes to American cuisine, cheese is definitely a crutch. It's a cheat code. But I'm a simpleton, and I just like cheese on a lot of food still. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. We're going to put this on assistant here, I'm pretty sure. That seems good to me. This run, I don't want to say the run is 1, but it's looking pretty good. You know what I'll actually just do? I'll put a Hearthstone on the Meat Hook as well here. Give him a bit of more baseline HP in case attacks leak through past the assistant. You're super weird about cheese. You cannot explain the nuances of how you feel about cheese in a Twitch chat message. That's fair, Voyix. We'll talk. You know what, Voyix? We'll talk about it in the next co-op video. I'll get you to explain your entire cheese-based theory of the world. You know what, Cockatiel? Yeah, I do think we could use more events in this game. I would like some more cavern events to exist. I think we could have some more variety. I think too many of, and not too many of them. I actually personally like how many of them are specifically overstacked upgrades. I think it does like give more incentive to go to them when your unit has its slots already filled. So I like that you can go to a cavern and you got like a 25% chance of just making one of your units even better. That's pretty cool. It's much more reliable. But I do want more variety, and I think there'd be better. Could be better things in the cavern events, I guess. I don't know. The summary of it is: one of your WoW friends in 2016 told you that he would sometimes stand in front of his fridge with the door open and eat shredded cheese out of the bag, and you still think about that to this day. Voyix, you know what? I've never done that, but I've heard of people doing that as well, and it does seem a little unhinged to me as well. I agree with your you know, a take of this, I guess. You're so tired of Richard Garfield. Poor Richard, man. He doesn't deserve this injustice. Okay, we're gonna go Meat Hook here, Baron Grail, Plague Doctor, pass turn, play assistance down here. Now I want to make sure I'm not stupid. If I play Moon Ritual and you, dualism doesn't affect this, right? It's still just gonna be one. Okay, I just want to make sure. Just want to make sure my brain still knows how the game works. Mr. Garvey is slightly more frequent than the rest of the events. Boys, do you know this for sure? Is this like Pun Patriot fact checked approved? Is that real intel, or is it like just a guess? Fact checked and approved? Damn. I mean, I guess my question is why. That's weird. That's a weird thing. Oh, speaking of, there he is, Pun. Hello. Let me find you. Oh, you have the event percent breakdown. Interesting. Interesting. So Voice, you're saying it's more you see it more often because it can appear in any cavern versus some of the events only appearing in early caverns, yada yada, etc. I see. Okay. Oh, Ewoks, hello. How's it going? Hopefully you're doing well. You're certain that the box event is even more common than others? There's a chart. Interesting. This is news to me, folks. Okay, let's stop you from killing my ass here. I guess let's put the assistant down here for the time being. I don't think it really matters where you go. Is he talking shit again? No, Pum. We were just talking about how your Patriots are always approving facts. That's all. About how they're definitely not storming any government buildings or anything, and how they're the real patriots. You need to meet up and do this dogfight stream. You're sick of this guy. Pun, aren't you in like Colorado? It's gonna be really hard for us to set up a dogfight, man. That's a long trip for me to make. You just watched the series Fubar on Netflix. I'm not gonna lie, the villain was the best character. I'm sorry to say, Cockatiel, I do not know what this is. I'm not familiar with Fubar. I guess daze your ass. Tragically, Plague Doctor's still dying here, but at least Meat Hook gets through. Oh, you know what I'm realizing? Meat Hook is gaining double lifesteal because of dualism. That's really cool. That's very neat, actually. Okay. No, I know what Fubar stands for. I mean, the TV show Fubar. I have not seen, or maybe it's a movie. I don't know. You said it's a series. It's a Cockatiel, so I assume it's a movie. Or it's a TV show. Oh, check DMs. I don't have Discord open right now. I don't think. Hold on. Oh no, I do. Wait. Ah, shoot. God damn it. Hold on. Don't look at these. Whatever's going on there, don't look at that. I don't think it showed anything sensitive. Don't worry. Oh, he DM'd me the percent events. Okay. Let's see here. Let's see here. So it's Balatro event, So it's like a lot of the events just have a higher percent chance, right? But then like as other things stop being able to show up, the other items get even higher then. So like Balatro is 8.2, Garfield's 8.2. A lot of the other events are a bit lower, and then by ring 7 they're up to like 10, 11% or whatever. I see. Interesting. Inscription, yeah, it makes sense that Inscription stops showing up at ring 5 because then you can't do the full event anymore. Interesting. Okay. Yeah, I'm surprised how low the Cult of the Lamb event is. That's weird. Do you think that like the Cult of the Lamb people saw this and they're like, what the fuck? Why is Balatro so common but ours is so low? What the fuck is this bullshit? That'd be really funny. Anywho. This is courtesy of Leonard. That dude's pretty smart. Windows trying his damnedest to sell me Copilot. They ain't ever selling me shit, I'll tell you that right now. That has a 10% chance to pop? Yeah, that's pretty crazy. Actual question, do you get 2 equipment from a reanimated graft unit? I believe, ET, I'm not positive. I believe the first time a graft unit dies, so for example, Larry, the assistant, I believe the first time it dies, the equipment maybe falls off and goes to your hand, or you have to wait until it fully dies to get the equipment. I don't actually know. I have not put reanimate on a graft unit because I've been afraid that the interaction is negative, and I don't want to lose a run because of it, basically. But it almost certainly does not make you 2 copies of the equipment. That I'm pretty positive is not how it goes. Am I willing to test it? The problem is I just don't really want the assistant more than anything. That's the main issue here. I think this is going to be a skip for me. I just don't even. I guess the Sanguine Assistant is not terrible here. I guess we actually kind of just do want as many equipments as we can find to put onto Baron Grail. You know what? Actually, I will take the Assistant. We'll see. We'll find out here. Although I'm pretty sure it's either the first time it dies or when it fully dies. I'm positive it doesn't make 2 copies. These, I mean, Phase Blessing is not terrible here. Phase Blessing is just kind of fine. We have just in some incidental conduit here. Well, we don't even really care too much about healing, but it's just a plus 25. You know, I'll take it. It's okay. It's okay. And then from here, I think I just go right side and look for a room. I don't think I really want anything from the left side. I could see us going. It's not my favorite option ever, but I can see us just going maybe right side, seeing the train steward room, and just making that deployable, and then using that as like a space prism basically to play our assistant on the floor, and then not have to take any actual dedicated size upgrades here. And then we lose out on actually playing a room, and it's kind of annoying. What's your dog in Pun-Pun's Discord because it's the only one you're in? I mean, Cockatiel, listen. If you want to stay in Pun-Pun's Discord, I'm not going to try to sell you too hard on this. But if you wanted to come to my Discord, I would also love to see the picture of your dog. And you know what? Even Cockatiel, even further, let me see pictures of your cockatiels as well. I'd love to see both. Pun-Pun hates birds. I don't know if you know this. Fun fact about him. Bird hater. One time I asked Pun-Pun, hey, do you like birds? And he says, I wish they were all dead. So just keep that in mind when you're thinking about which Discord to join. You think we should start beef? Like, Voyix, you and me, or you and me, like, against Pun-Pun? You think a 3-way war? Interesting. Okay, okay. Mexican standoff? I can get behind this, I think. Also, I can definitely play an Inferno Room here. It should be really strong. I'm a big fan of Inferno Room versus the Seraph fight because it stops the really annoying little corruption guys from making it to the ones that extinguish for corruption. It stops them from getting to the floor. So I'm very much into to this line here, basically. Very big fan of that one. Voix throws punches weaker than a kitten. Nah, Voix is strong. He's a big muscular man, trust me. Okay, random consumable card. I'm just gonna go Pyreborn here and get Alchemy. Pyre cask, huh? It's not terrible here, but I don't think I want it. I'll take the money. This is the opposite of starting beef. My bad. You're right. My bad. Yeah, Voyix actually couldn't punch his way out of a paper bag. Never mind. That's what I meant to say. And, you know, it is a bottle. It is a bottle. That is true. Although the last time I saw that event, it gave me Space Prism instead of Prismal Dust. So it definitely isn't always a bottle. It's just maybe leaning more towards bottle-focused cards. Inferno Room the wrong pick. You don't think you've ever seen it wrong in any clan combo, but you feel gross seeing it. There is something to mention about Inferno Room. There is it has a bad matchup against Seraph's Last Stand and Savagery Seraph, right? Because playing in bottom floor means that you at least guarantee a bunch of free damage coming from the amalgams, right? So it's not Inferno Room is not, in my opinion, like a guaranteed auto pick room. It's very, very strong. It's really good in the Titan fight. It's really good against the other two Seraphs. It's game winning against Entropy basically, and it's very solid against Dominion. But it's pretty underwhelming versus Savagery, and it's pretty bad into Savagery's Last Assault, which is the Ring 7 fight where it has the amalgams in it as well. So Inferno Room is also, yeah, also if you're playing any sort of harvest strategy or slay strategy, right, you do have to keep in mind that you're losing a lot of your slays and harvests to the fact that Inferno Room is killing them on a separate floor. So there is something, there's some drawbacks to Inferno Room, but this is a build that does not give a shit about any of those drawbacks and will happily play it, basically. Now, I think I'm going to play Meat Hook Hand Card Door here, and we'll play Doctor later, hopefully. Yeah, so the Garfield box Zulit obviously is not horrible, because no matter what happens, it always gives you at least like some removals, right? That's kind of how you should always see it, right? It turns either some bad spells or some bad units into a single. It removes 2 bad cards from your deck, worst case scenario, right? Pretty much. That's good. That's a good reward for a Cavern event. That's probably above average for most Cavern events, basically. But it's boring for sure. What is a Space Prism other than a prism container that holds space? I don't know. You got me thinking now, though. Damn. True. Just put this up here for now and pass. Spear Steward, you can also go to hell. Goodbye. Also, you were a paladin in EverQuest and you always said you tank worse than a wet paper bag. Dude, I wish I was like, maybe this is wrong way to phrase it. I wish I was like maybe born 5 years earlier. I feel like I could have been like either like I could have been like a classic RuneScape player, like a 2001 like look at how terrible this game looks RuneScape player, which would have been interesting, or I could have been maybe like an EverQuest player or like an Ultima Online player or something if I was just born a little bit earlier. EverQuest was incredible. People always hype up those 2 games a lot to me, I feel like. And I think it would have been cool to play either, you know, one or both of them, but I guess I'll never know. You played all of those? I've seen like videos of like RuneScape Classic. It looks so fucking ugly, man. RuneScape Classic is maybe the single worst looking thing I've ever seen in my life, man. It looks horrendous. There's just no other way to describe it. It looks abysmal. Ooh, we get to see the assistant now, by the way, too, here. So, I guess watch closely. See if when the equipment falls off on... Let's slow it down here. Let's see when the equipment falls off on the Inferno proc or when it actually dies to the champion attacking here. And I guess get you out of here as well. So, let's end turn. We're gonna go through all this shit. Whatever. First play of the game with a full plate of Mischief armor. You sold your EverQuest for $1,900? That's fucking crazy. Okay, so the equipment does not fall off until it actually fully died. It looked like there at least. Okay, good to know. Good to kind of sort of know, I suppose. I feel pretty confident we're gonna win this without needing to play my Vampire Tooth here, so I'm gonna play my Ember out for now. That seems pretty good for the time being. Should be called the Big Bang Prism. It should be called the Bazinga Prism. I guess if I incant here, actually, it gets me more damage because of the instability. Yeah, dude, that's fine, whatever. And then we'll just pass. Dude, Diablo 2 account for 1,200? That's... Dude, that's also crazy to me, man. I don't know. How much can I sell my original RuneScape account for then, do you think? Because it's now a RuneScape 3 account, right? I had an account on RuneScape, and I remember specifically having the, I think, because let me put it this way. I think a big thing when it comes to like old accounts is like unique like seasonal events. I remember the first seasonal event that I got was not the party hats. It was like a couple years after that. I think the first one that I got was the zombie head that would talk to you. And the next one I remember that was my favorite seasonal event item was the ring that you get to turn into an egg with. Right? So if I have a RuneScape 3 account that has the ring that you can turn into an egg with, is that worth $1 billion? Anyone answer this for me? Or did at some point, do they give that to everyone? You should sell my RuneScape account for feet pics. I'd rather not. Ideally, preferably no thank you. Ooh, do I want an electricity chamber here? Maybe we can get a million billion spikes on this overworked assistant here. I don't think I can do that. You're gonna say no? Damn. Am I? Oh, listen, I'm sure there's like definitely ways to make electricity chamber go off. But every time I see this, I'm like, really? This is a rare? Are we sure this is not supposed to be like an uncommon? Like, I see the vision for it, but it seems like it's not that good at rare level. Hi, Zips. Hello. How are you? You think the old original releases of those collector items got a special marker to indicate that they were an original release? Okay, so you're saying that I could sell these for $1 billion then. Okay, good. Glad to know. It feels to be should. Ewoks, I agree. This should be an uncommon, not a rare. Oh well, whatever. Who cares? I'm skipping. Let the electricity chamber Paris with ooze if you can make reanimate work on it. Well, there's my 9 live nightmare. The problem is it has incant 2 armor on it, which is weird here. I don't know how I feel about that. You know what? I am planning on just taking a space upgrade. I guess I could just sneak it into the build. Well, it costs 2 energy to play as well, which is pretty annoying. I don't know. You know what? Let's fuck around with it a little bit. Let's see how it goes here. We're using this purely as just like a tank. We could just give this endless instead and not even play the overworked assistant, and it's kind of just doing the same job for us basically. Space upgrade first, and then we'll probably go energy so we can actually deploy the cat. Guess we just go right side here as well. I think Baron Gorilla is strong, but he's your least favorite new leader. Okay. With 15 spikes, it would be awesome. Tiggia, it would be awesome. I agree. Also, did I say hi yet, Tiggia? I think I saw you in YouTube chat before, but I don't think I said hi. Hello. Hello to everyone, by the way. How's everyone doing? Hopefully you are well. Fuck Ekka represent. I don't know. I still think Ekka is like fun, but I get the I guess, you know, lack of appeal there or whatever. Also, yeah, just give me endless nightmare cat here. That seems pretty sweet. And we'll reroll and see if we can get quick and or multi here. Okay, I'll take quick. That's fine. Can't say much when you get us a massive spike reanimate build yesterday. One day I'll have that too. I just haven't gotten the stars to align yet for me to set up something like that, unfortunately. What am I duping here? Am I insane for wanting to dupe, like... am I insane for wanting to dupe, like, an assistant here? Just so I have more equipments to play onto the Grail? I think I do want to do that, actually. Eka is alright. I don't know. I think a lot of times, all of the paths can be pretty stinky. I think that like Luna Coven has an issue. Here's how I would describe it, right? Luna Coven in general has an issue with weak early games. Only like 2 of the units are even good early, and then they have a problem. The champions also have a problem with having a weak early game too. So maybe, you know what? Here's how I'll say it. It's not Ekka's fault. It's a combination of Ekka and the clan together being kind of weak. Like what's his name? Ardoon has like a better early game start because like the in-camp path is just pretty good for Relentless early on. Like getting AoE armor on the board there is usually pretty solid per in-camp into Relentless combats early. And then like if you don't see that way, you can maybe just cheese some slays and then get some good Mage Blade stuff going for you. But Ekka, like I feel like, so well here's my thing too. Ewoks is that I like the in-camp Ekka build, but you need like some pretty good spells in your starting deck to actually win Relentless. And if you get even if you have good spells, if you just get unlucky with like the draw order, you can like get crushed early on, I feel like. So I don't know. Dot, you're not real, you can't hurt me. You could hurt me if you wanted to, probably with your words. What pathway do you like the most on Penumbra? You tried Trample Path with Pyre of Savagery, but he has a hard time surviving for you. I think that Penumbra. So I've had 2 runs with Gorge Penumbra, right? Where I tried going Gorge to Monstrous 1 to try to see if I can feed him enough morsels to make the trample worth like having, and making so that way Penumbra could carry the run for me. And one time it failed miserably. One time it actually went pretty well. But that is not a consistent strategy, I think. I think you need a high roll for that to work really well. So I think what you're supposed to do is probably just play Gorge 3 on Penumbra or Architect. I think my guess is that Trample's Penumbra stats are just too low to be impactful enough. I think Architect is like fine because it fits for free, big quotes. It fits for free on your floor, no matter what you're doing. So it's not really a detriment to your run, and then Gorge can be an early game carry for you at the very least. So, you know, those are my thoughts on that, I guess. Silver Empress's issue is needing Moon Phase if you lack it. She's dead to weight. Well, that's how I kind of feel about the moon cycling too, a little bit, where obviously you do just naturally cycle every turn. That's pretty low stat growth, I guess. I don't know. Ooh, Learning Limb is here. I'm going to keep going Living Armory. I actually think I am, and this is again insane. I'm just duping the assistant here at this point. I just prefer that, I think, on this one. Raccoon, hello. Raccoon, you're wearing a funny hat. Can you tell me what the specific funny hat is you're wearing? I've never thought to ask this before, but what is your funny hat? For Trample, what works for you is to go into the Ember Drain stuff. Yeah, that Master Servo, you are right. If you can get like a bunch of cool Ember Drain cards and things like that, you can make Trample work. But I think you're better off if you're going like an Ember Drain line like that. Probably just still playing Gorge. Right? If you can get like Furnace Tap and things of that nature, if you're holding over Perils of Production, presumably in a build like this, you can probably just play Morsels as well into the Gorge Penumbra and win that way. So I think I prefer that more, but I don't know. Maybe you can get there just with the Monstrous Path too. Ooh, use Trample Penumbra for the Brain Transfusion card. That's pretty cool. Living Armory. Oh, you know what? Scrap Team, you are right. I forgot about that. The Living Armory will... How does that interact with... Hold on, let me think for a second. I think I can take the trial if I'm greedy here. How greedy do I want to be? Because I can play the Inferno Room, but then I can't play... Oh, I think we're fine. I think we can do this. Hold on. I think we just play Inferno Room, and then we don't play Plague Doctor. We just play the Meat Hook again. We just do this. We do this here. That'll be mostly fine, I think, for now. It's a Doug Dimmadome hat. Interesting. Very interesting. Okay. This goes here. I guess I don't get to put the assistant down, which is tragic, but whatever. The other testers talking about the Laz rooms now, so maybe a change occurs. I don't know. What I would say is that I don't know, actually. I just feel like I see the potential for the room. I see like how it can do cool stuff. Than the room being the electricity room or whatever. But like, is there any precedent for any cards in the past in Monster Train getting their rarity lowered before or raised or whatever? Has that ever happened? Kill you by the way here too. Yes. When have cards had their rarity, like specifically past release, I guess, Ewoks, not in testing. Is there any cards in Monster Train 1 where they were bumped up or down a rarity? The Sap unit in Under Legion was uncommon. Yeah, sorry, that's in play testing. It pissed off Ewoks. I mean like in actual release. Once the cards are out there, I'm curious if any cards have had their rarity changed. There was one? What was it? I said it was with and the little freeze dude. Oh, you're right, dude. Cuddlebeard used to be a rare, or it used to be an uncommon. Now it's a common, right? And well, so Tornado though, to clarify, also Tornado changed rarity between games. It went from common to uncommon between the games. I'm curious if specifically in a game, if a card's rarity has ever been changed within its own game. I guess if that makes sense. But yeah, I think Cuddlebeard was changed in Monster Train 1 still, right? If I remember correctly. Or maybe I remember incorrectly. I'm not sure. Can we shoot Cuddlehex? You hate that guy? He's a pretty bad card, but I wouldn't shoot him. Living Armory's attack buff is to the card, so the cat retains all the attack it got. Okay, very cool. That's good to know. You would kill Cuddlehex for sport? Damn, dude. It's messed up. Wasn't there Mollusk Mage Titan Tooth rarity swap? Was Mollusk Mage also swapped around? I thought that one was always common, but I don't know. Keep playing this. Pass the turn. And can't play the Ember here, unfortunately. I think I'll just do this into this here. I'll put the Phase Blessing also on the Nightmare. I don't think they make it through the Nightmare here. Yeah, the Nightmare doesn't even die. That's pretty sweet. Can we get some more incants in here? Oh, I forgot to even use Meat Hook this entire time, man. Oh, if I Meat Hook you, though, it might cause some issues with you guys being in the back line. Never mind. We'll just end there. I wanted to daze you. I guess I can daze you for value. That's fine. Okay. Anyway, I was just curious if there's any precedent for cards changing rarity within their own game. Because then it would make sense maybe to move Electricity Chamber down from rare to uncommon. Although I guess actually, you know what? I guess for my own like greed, maybe I would prefer Electricity Room staying at rare because I think it's kind of bad and I don't want to see it as often. Maybe I'm okay with it being a rare, actually. Let's keep it at rare. Prosthetic is pretty cool with Grail, right? We're always overlapping equipment, so just getting some value is nice, but I don't like it being held over. Prosthetic would be good here if it wasn't held over for us. Is this ruining our card draw then? Which seems kind of bad. Can I play Organ Harvester? It's actually kind of interesting on 9 Live, right? Well, I think it's pretty often... It'll often be that 9 Lives is not getting the kills, actually. So, I don't know. The big thing is what replaces Electricity Room as a rare. The other thing is buffing it, too. Yeah, it is unfortunate that, like, both of the Lazarus rooms effectively have the same function, right? You have the electricity room, which is on summon and reanimate gain spikes, and the other one is on summon and reanimate gain +7/+7. It's like these things kind of sort of like they don't do the exact same role, but they're used in the same build. So it's like how do you you know differentiate? I don't know. It's weird. Maybe just like one of them shouldn't exist. I don't know. I'm just gonna skip here. I don't think hunger is bad either, but we have the vampire fangs. So we don't really need lifesteal. I think that's fine. Am I playing Moonrise as a weird like +1 mana card here? Do I need that? I feel like no, but like I don't know. What else are we doing? I'll just take it. It's weird that like they put Lotus Petal in this game, and I'm like, damn, ass, stinky card, very bad. No, thank you. What if I figured it would play better? But I guess maybe not. I don't know. So I don't like the well. As you saw last time, I duped an assistant at the well, so I'm not too tempted to go this way. Not a whole lot there that I want to see, right? Lazarus League banner also not very good for me here, and I mean our spells are fine, but they're not super important here. I wouldn't. I don't know. Yeah, I don't think we need anything from here. So I guess we'll just go left side and see if we can get a cool cavern upgrade. You've had 2 runs broken. You've had 2 broken runs using permafrost. You think it's stronger than you guys realize? I mean, like permafrost can be really cool sometimes for sure, but like I don't know. It depends. It just sometimes it's really good. Sometimes it does nothing for you. It's just kind of boring, but that's just how the game goes, I guess. First off, if I didn't say hi, hello, how are you doing? You figured out how to balance your overall health with your constant craving for sweet drinks. You got lemons and a squeezer, and you just put lemon juice in your water. It doesn't even need sugar. That's cool. How do I feel about Bloodthirsty Blade here? It is worst case scenario. It's just more equipment to throw onto Baron Grail. So I think honestly I'll just buy any junk equipment I can find, pretty much. I don't hate Zone of Silence here either. We're not gonna make it deployable, but I'll just play it probably. Honestly, our deck is full of dog shit. But anything that like is like kind of useful, I think I'll just grab. And I think the worst card in our deck is probably Moon Ritual right now. It's really bad. This does Stone Cold nothing for us usually. We can do that. Just got back from playing games with the family. Did a lot of programming done recently. Probably gonna call the game done soon enough. That's Leonard. First off, awesome. Glad to hear. How am I doing? Pretty well. How go the runs? This is the first one of the day, and it's going pretty well. Leonard, I have a weird thing to ask you. The other day, I was watching Mr. Jimmy Poopins play some Monster Train. Not even. I didn't even rate him. I just went and watched his stream for a little bit, and he was talking about wanting to make some sort of Twitch interaction thingy where like the viewers could like have some sort of input on what his next clan he was going to play would be or something like that basically. And I was like, well, Jimmy Poopins, a really cool dude, one of my viewers made this really cool thing that's a wheel that you can spin. Jimmy Poopins, the Ninja Gaiden guy, yeah, he's been playing Monster Train lately. He is the Jimmy Poopins. So he was talking about how like he wanted like some sort of weird thing where he wanted some way for like Twitch chat to be able to influence but not directly choose what clan he was playing. And I was like, well, I don't know if this interests you, but one of my viewers made this cool wheel that you can spin where you can turn certain things on and off or whatever, right? You can turn off certain clan combos. And then I thought he'd just be like, yeah, cool, give me the link. But he was like, hey, cool, that'd be neat. Can you send me the source code? And I was like, well, it's not really mine, so I don't really have any real say in that. So maybe I'll ask him. I don't know. So I don't. Also, Aleph, hello. Leonard, I don't know. I don't. Yeah, huh? Exactly. That's kind of how I feel at a huh. Like I don't know. I wouldn't worry about it, Leonard. You can get me the scripts. Okay. I don't know what the scripts even means, honestly. He wanted to like maybe like look at it and maybe modify it and like I don't know, maybe I don't maybe apparently the Ninja Gaiden 2 speedrunner champion maybe also knows some cool coding stuff, so I don't know. It is a Unity project though, so it's weird. I'll maybe tell him, I don't know. But yeah, I think it's really cool that the Ninja Gaiden guy's playing Monster Train 2. I've raided him a couple times and I didn't even realize who he was, but then it's the freaking dude. It's here. It's this again. How do they keep showing me the damn what's it called here? What's this event? Why am I blanking on this? Shit. Cult of the Lamb. We got the 2% on Cult of the Lamb here. I think I'll just put this. I'll just put this on Plague Doctor, right? Like the equipment might be useful. Who cares really? If it's bad, not a big deal. Hopefully, maybe it will be a big deal. Fingers crossed, no equalizing rings, please. But even if it is bad, we can probably just meat hook Plague Doctor to the front then and let it die. Or if it's bad, we can just replay it, put another equipment over it. And equipment is always a nightmare, but I think it's worth just having Endless on the Plague Doctor. Like, in theory, maybe we somehow have trouble killing the sweepers in the... Oh, actually, we won't have trouble with the sweepers. It'll be fine. Don't worry, Voyix. I'm not you. I always get cool and fun equipments off of my random Cult of the Land crown. With Grail buffing the cultists, you get free power. I don't think I really want to fit the cultists on the floor though. But you are right about that. But I don't think it's worth it. That's interesting though. Equipment followers can pop off, especially Twisted Back. I'd much rather put any good equipments on the Plague Doctor or put them on Bear and Grail to trigger Living Armory. But also, Blazing Orange Cat, hello. Hi, welcome to the stream. Yeah, I listen, the followers are neat.
Hey, it's not too late.
I just think they're like usually more of a liability to try to play around. They already have a good thing going with Plague Doctor. Multi 2, that's 13x3 for 1 pip. Yeah, but like Plague Doctor's already winning the entire game for us. I think sometimes, and this is something that I think everyone falls for every once in a while, right? I think sometimes you gotta just leave good enough is good enough, right? Give me the project's asset folder if you want to give it to him, you can. Leonard, thank you, very cool. And Leonard, if for whatever reason, I mean, you made it, Leonard. I just want to clarify, if you don't like, for whatever reason, if you're like, this is my hard work, I don't want someone like, you know, I don't know, leapfrogging off it or whatever. I don't know what the word you'd use for this is, right? But like, if you don't want someone else like using it, you can just say like, hey, don't give it to him, please. And I would be perfectly fine with that as well. I don't want it to be like, you know, I don't know. Children messing around with it. Okay. Just wanted to make sure. I think I can take -1 card draw. Shouldn't be too big of an issue here. Also, we got the increased money for trial, so I am kind of like trying to take them. You're a tad confused. Yeah, I thought it was a little bit weird too, but I don't know. Okay, come down here. What is today's random equipment, folks? Shield of Winge. Big. There's no reason to gatekeep something, especially something as simple as this. I wouldn't call it gatekeeping. You made a thing. I don't know. Yeah, I want Meat Hook to be in here. Yeah, where you took a nap during your lunch break and slept through your alarm, but nobody needed you at all, so you don't think anyone noticed. I mean, just one. How long were you asleep for? So if it's Meat Hook in here, Meat Hook 9 lives, and then we can play. You know, we'll play the assistant down too. That seems fine. Like 20 minutes over. Oh, that's fine. It's not as simple as it could be, but that's because you looked around some more complicated systems because it used to be part of a bigger project. Oh, I do want this. I can't get it though. Well, I mean, our lunch was 120 total, but that's part of your break, so that part doesn't count, obviously. Leonard, you know what? I'm just gonna maybe not bring it up, I think, because I don't know. Now I feel a little bit weird about it. It's like, I don't know. The whole thing is sus now. Definitely a little sussy. Okay, let's put you down here, I think. A couple extra hits in. It's not that weird. It's a little sussy. Let's keep stacking up the vampire tooths here. Put this here. You're detonating at this point, which is not great for us, but whatever. It doesn't really matter too much. I think that something through Nightbot would be better. Yeah, that does make sense, actually. Lynn. I'm sure you can make something through Nightbot that does basically the same thing, now that you mention it. Yeah, I don't know. Like, I'm thinking about the follower thing more, right? And if we wanted to play the follower, we would need, you know, I like this setup as is here. This feels like, to me, like it's going to win the entire game already, pretty much, right? This setup seems very solid to me. So to fit the followers in, we either need to, maybe we can take out the assistant, which is fine. It's not that big of a deal if we take the assistant out. We can fit maybe one follower in. But I don't like trying to play both of them, because then we need another space upgrade. And to me, in this situation, I think we just want energy so we can sneak in the Inferno and our full rollout, basically. Now you can make that explicitly to share it with him, and it isn't weird anymore. I guess so. I don't know. Let's just put this here so we can chip away a little bit at Quoto's Titan skin. This is some proper Twitch integration. Did anyone so Slay the Spire, right? Slay the Streamer. Slay the Streamer is Twitch integration that basically lets players choose things for the streamer, right? Does that exist for did that ever exist for Monster Train 1? This is my first question. Did anyone ever make a Slay the Train Twitch integration before? Chat is already evil? Yeah, of course, obviously. We all know chat is evil, terrible people. That's without question. Duh. You don't think anyone ever made that for Monster Train? Well, then probably no one's ever gonna make it for Twitch then either. But that's like probably the thing you want to do is just make that, I guess. I would say. Monster so fast, sad for Monster Train 1. Yeah. Does the roadmap say anything about mod support? Because native mod support's not in the game yet, right? Ooh, I'll take a holdover Minds of Their Own. That's pretty good. Well, I mean, looks like an intrinsic soldier or fortune target. I can see that as well. Apparently there already are mods. I don't know how comprehensive they are. Okay. It took a pretty long time for Monster Train 1 to have like full-on mod support, though, I'm pretty sure. So hopefully it comes out sometime soon for Train 2, but we'll see. I don't know. I think I'm just gonna skip this for now. I don't think Moonlight Glaive makes much sense here. We have very little conduit actually on the field right now. No, thank you. Steel Shop, we're already pretty much fully upgraded here. I guess we could sneak upgrades and maybe one of the followers. But we just go right side, maybe find another overstack here. Maybe look for some cool relics. Okay, Footstool is neat because now we get the Zone of Silence for free now, which is really cool. That's fun. Do I play Celestial Sails here? I could hit like Moon Rituals or Moonrise. And it's non-damage spells, right? So Phase Blessing could get hit too, I guess, in theory, but that seems pretty bad. If they don't have mod support, you would honestly not be that surprised because you heard Monster Train's coding was wired to work with. To work with what? I'm just thinking. Oh, we could also hit mines though, which would be pretty bad off of the sales. Although actually, this would be pretty interesting. I guess in theory, Celestial Sales is cool here if it hits the mines they're on because it'll lower the cost. It doesn't say the cost unlowers, so it gets -1. So I assume that means for the rest of the, even if we don't play it, that means for the rest of the fight that mine of its own is hitting for 2 or is costing 2 instead. That seems pretty good. Realize this because you're a hateful, bitter person, but you hate Cult of the Lamb. Dumb game. I think just one. The Cult of the Lamb was, if anything, maybe a little shallow, right? But I don't think that. I think like hate is probably a strong word, right? I think it's just like okay. Take the jacket for the cat. Yeah, the jacket's actually pretty good. You're right. You are right there too. There's a bunch of extra defense for the cat in theory. Was weird to work with. Gotcha. Okay, sorry, Zips. Sorry. You hated it, too? You got soft look in the tutorial and refunded? Damn. I just thought it was okay. I don't know. You have a disgust reaction to seeing it referenced in any capacity? Damn. I don't think it's that bad. You know what? I'll take Part Factory here too. I will take any graph unit I can see here basically. That should be pretty fine. Matthew, what's up? What's up with you? I'm doing really well. Hopefully you are well as well. Yeah, it's just like, yeah, you know, Dan. Also, first off, everyone, Richard Garfield, hello. That's kind of my thought process on it too. Right? It's just like a not that good game. It's not that serious. You don't have to hate it. Like, I don't know. What if we just didn't like things and that was it? Have we considered just maybe not liking things and then just like moving on? Just like a thought. You pulled me up on the Twitch page as well, dude. Thank you, thank you. I know it's like annoying, and I don't expect anyone to actually care about doing this, but I do appreciate people who are watching on both platforms because it does help very much with the analytics. Specifically, I'm more the more and more I think about it, the less likely it's gonna be a thing. But it would be nice to maybe have analytics that are close enough to making Twitch partner. Oh, I think it's unrealistic, honestly. I don't think it's gonna happen, but it'd be nice. It'd be nice. No, sorry, all of my feelings are strong. You know what? That's just one. That is a way to live your life. And who am I to tell you that you're wrong to live it that way? Right? Like, you know, what do I know? Also, Moonrise, huge. Extra mana in deployment here is pretty nice for us here. Ooh, also we hit Twisted Assistant, which is neat here as well. We can't play it in deployment, but I'm happy that it's here in the deck. Go get a meat hook hand card door. You do acknowledge that you are hateful. That is true. That is true as well. You did say that at the beginning. You're not wrong. Okay. Get these guys down here. Anyways, it's not that important. That is true as well. It does not matter that much. I remember we had Factory, give you nothing but Twisted Assistant every combat. Dude, I'm never gonna forget the first time I took the I took the random graft unit from the cavern event, because I didn't have any equipments to graft into my units, right? I didn't want to randomly graft because if it gave me a bad equipment, I was worried about bricking a unit. So I took the gain a random graft unit, and it gave me fucking scissor hands. How the fuck is it that a starter card can appear in that event for you? That's crazy to me, man. I just like, it blew my mind that you can see the scissor hand graft unit as a reward from that cavern event. Anyway. I guess I give this to you here. I like giving you the vampire too because you have dualism, so you're gaining 2 lifesteal per interaction. Seems pretty good. And I think we'll just go Scissor Hands and the Bloodthirsty just to try to get this Maybe a Slayer, not that it even really matters at all. And play that and pass. That seems okay. The box event is a banger. Can we get Richard Garfield back for one last job? What are you thinking, Just One? What are you thinking that we need Richard Garfield for next? What do we need that fucker cooking up here? Okay, that goes here. I guess this just goes in the cat, huh? Seems fine. Daze, kill you. Lay you down here. You don't think you should taint his process by offering suggestions? That's fair, that's fair. That makes sense. Legit, though, the random graft unit is actually the best opos you want and equipment in your deck grafted. Yeah, in Lustrous, I think, like, obviously, like, it can... I think it's fair to say that, like, there are times where if you have a good equipment to graft onto one of your units, you just do that because that's, like, a guaranteed bit of value, right? That's usually pretty solid for you. But I think if you don't have a good equipment to graft, then you almost always want the random graft unit instead of the random equipment, because the random equipment can just brick a unit. At least the graft unit, the worst it is like a blight, basically, right? It's a scissor hand, which is nothing for you, but at least it costs 0 and you can get rid of it right away, right? There's that. Alzair, how's it going? I'm doing well. How are you? Hopefully you are good. Big Richard Garfield could write an insane monster train Yuri. I don't think so, Zips. I'll be honest. No. Don't think he could. Richard Garfield is a designer, Zips. In fact, actually, I would say he's maybe the last person I'd want actually writing. You are not so right. Do you guys understand that, like, early Magic lore was literally just like one of the sets is just like based on, like, I think I want to say it's like Lawrence of Arabia, basically. Like there's like Arabian Nights, I think is the name of the set, right? Where it's just like fucking real shit. Like, I'm surprised the Bible is not a card in Magic the Gathering. Like a lot of early Magic is not like original like stuff. So I wouldn't trust Richard Garfield to write a story for Monster Train. Arabian Nights is also the shorthand name of the books is based on. There you go, man. There you go. Yeah, one of the. Well, I mean, Ice Age is a good set for like a design idea. Spoons, it's just a cold place. I'm okay with that one. That one I think is fine. I don't know. Hello, Spoons. How are you? Arabian Nights is based on 1001 Arabian Nights. I just don't think we should trust Richard Garfield to write the story of Monster Train. Cool designs, sure. Why not? But you know, there's a random devil who put his name on stuff. No, he's like an actual guy who like made Magic the Gathering. He's not even a developer. He's not even he's literally like a designer. That's it. That's crazy. Why is he here? Because he designed a cool event. He like his name. He made like a really popular like trading card game. That's why he's here. And like he deserves his flowers for that. Yada yada, etc. But like, you know, I don't know. So do we talk about anything you need to know in the last past couple of minutes? You had to go do things, right? We're just talking for the millionth time about Richard Garfield, basically. Yes, it says he's a fan, or did they contact him? If I had to guess, I genuinely don't know. If I had to guess, I would say probably he was reached out to by Shiny Shoe. But I don't know. I just assume that, like, generally speaking, right, like, probably they reached out to him. And maybe they paid him money. I don't know. I have no idea. I have no idea the details of the contract, obviously. I've joked a lot about trying to interview developers before because I'm a real video game journalist. If one day I ever get the chance to interview anyone at Shiny Shoe, I will ask them about Richard Garfield. And I mean, I assume it would actually be really like uncouth to be like, how much did you pay Richard Garfield for this? That would probably be like inappropriate to ask in a setting like that, I imagine. But like, I mean, I think it'd be maybe to ask like, hey, how'd you guys get Richard Garfield? How'd that happen? Did he reach out to you? Did you reach out to him? That'd be more appropriate. But asking like, you know, maybe some of the more nitty gritty details is like a little bit weird. You should ask about Richard Garfield's Yuri Monster Train fanfiction. You need our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, Zips. You need help. I don't know who's gonna help you, but good luck. And we can keep getting just more random equipments to put onto the Baron Grail here. I don't know what we're even really looking for at this point anymore. We can get like some spell upgrades. I would actually like a spell upgrade here to reduce the cost of the Minds of Their Own. It's a little too expensive for me. Holy Stone's also not bad here. I think making this down to 2 is pretty good. That seems fine. And maybe just double stack on you. That's pretty cool as well, sure. We'll do that. And we'll remove some stinky cards. Spear Steward out. And what else do I take out at this point? Maybe just like Moon Ritual, yeah. Moon Ritual also out. For the record, you have to say you don't actually think Richard Garfield would make a good Yuri fanfiction. Then why did you say it, Zips? Why did you say it so many times if you don't think it's true? To what end? HG, did I say hi to you today? I'm not sure if I did. Hi, HG. How's it going? Hopefully you're doing well. Can I take this? This is kind of spooky. This is kind of spooky because the Plague Doctor is very low HP, but it does have Emblem, so it does just get to come back afterwards if it dies. 600 gold. Oh, dude, it's also, god damn it, it's Savagery's Final Assault again. I hate this game. I think we still can just take it pretty safely here. I'm not happy about it. We could maybe leak a little bit. You know what? I'm not gonna fuck around here. Let's just go. Which monster would a good Richard Garfield Yuri fanfic? Well, obviously the main character is Plague Doctor. Definitely the most people going awooga awooga hamana hamana is Plague Doctor, for sure. #1 pick here. Also, by the way, people keep saying, am I crazy? Hold on. One moment, please. Actually, let me do. People keep saying she only has 1 leg. I feel like I can see a second. I can definitely see a second leg there. Hold on. Wait a second. That's definitely 2 legs, people. That is okay. We can confirm this. Enhance the feet. That's a leg there, and that's another shoe. If you're wondering, Plague Doctor definitely has, it's not a hoot situation. She definitely has 2 legs. Anyway. This guy is down horrendous zooming in on her dogs. Come on, that's not what we're doing here, okay? I'm just trying to figure out the facts. You didn't know your streamer was a feet guy? I'm not a foot guy. I just trying to learn. Trying to do research. Back my day to pay good money for ankle shots. It's fucking over, man. I need to end the stream. Okay. So I think I have a couple thoughts here. We could obviously just tank the damage from the what's it called here, which is not terrible for us, honestly. Yeah, I think we just take the damage. I think we just go Inferno Room here, play the Zone of Silence here, right? It's not too big of an issue. And we should be mostly fine, I think. Play it this way. Moon Ritual, great. Still can't play the nine lives here, huh? That's kind of annoying. You're following Mango and he is live to only 428 viewers. Yeah, that'll happen when you get canceled for doing fucked up shit. What did he do? I don't want to go into the details of it really. The gist of it is he was at a party and he was harassing women basically. It was on a stream and he was like being like an asshole basically. Not good behavior. Oh, also Spiky seems really cool here on the cat. Let's play that. Didn't he have like 10 previously? Zips? Mango definitely had more than 10 viewers recently, I guess. I don't know. Oh, I should have played the follower first. You know what, honestly, whatever. We'll be fine. We're not gonna lose this here. Not too surprising, I guess. Yeah, he apparently just drank way too much and started like being belligerent and like sexually harassing people. And you know, he's not. I'm happy he's not like trying to like do the classic like canceled smasher alt-right pipeline thing, and he's just being like, yeah, I should have done that. I'm sorry. I'll try to be better. Definitely the preferable option, but like it's still not good. Wait, you did not mean to send that message? Which one? The have like 10 previously message, or the thing about Mango having less viewers than normal? Didn't you have like 10,000? No, Mango is never that big of a streamer, Zips. That's not true. Mango is never a 10,000 concurrent streamer. Like maybe like 1,000. Guess we can hold this over for now. That's fine. That if there was less alcohol. I mean, I don't know. As a person who does enjoy alcohol, like it's just like a thing that like some people are just not responsible with, and it's not good for them. I don't know. Pulver Flash graft on the cat here. I mean, I don't know if it'll matter that much, but it is neat. Like, I put Tome of Horrors down too, but I think I just prefer keeping Minds of Their Own held over at this point. Something like this here seems pretty good. I forgot I had Meat Hook here. Yeah, I guess Meat Hook's done. A little bit less damage coming in. Streamer, please bring back the grippers. No. That was a big mistake. I apologize. I will not be bringing back them toes. Everything is bad if not used responsibly. I don't know. Listen, we've been talking about general politics a lot lately. I don't know why specifically. Usually we don't talk about it too much. And I don't have an issue with talking about politics. But, I don't know. I think this is just something I'm not... it's just kind of boring. I don't want to talk about it too much. I don't know. Oh, sorry, I changed the topic. Political streamer, wee woo, the Twitch police are on their way. Hopefully they get rid of the ads while they're here. Is Death Stranding the kind of... So Cranberry is Death Stranding... Sorry. So you're asking if I'm a Death Stranding kind of guy. You would have never guessed that. I've never played the Death Stranding games. I don't think I'd like them very much. I don't think I'm a... I don't think that's for me, man. I don't know. Monster Train character is definitely a different Monster Train character in a costume. I mean, Meat Hook here could be anyone in a costume. He's so big. That wouldn't shock me very much if he was someone else in disguise. I guess just pull you to the front here, right? That's way better for us. Yeah, cool. We win. GG. Do I want to play anything else? I guess not really. There's not much point. Your game's very confusing story and a lot of feet. I didn't know those games had a lot of feet. Interesting. Keep that in mind for the future. Ooh. Do I want to scrap for parts here on the followers? It's kind of cool just to be like, I can pop one of the cat's 9 lives to tutor out either a follower or a unit to then also play down, which is kind of cool. Interesting. Playing Meat Hook with googly eyes is a crime. I don't know. I haven't played the googly eyes yet on the new release here. I have no idea what they look like on Meat Hook. Is it like not on where its face is? I think I can take scrap for parts here, though. I don't think it's bad. I don't think really any of these choices matter too much to me. Should be fine. Then we go right side, top off our pyre health here. Maybe we get, I don't know, something. Oh, Carapace, no. Lord of Pies, don't look. Lord of Pies, do not look. I don't have a Smidgestone unit. No. Scrap for parts, your beloved. It's still fine. No, it's not. It's really bad here. It's horrible here. Just throw it on us, do it on a random ass floor. It's so bad. Capricious Reflection, good timing. I'll take a Pyre Tap actually. That's pretty good. Pyre Tap's nice. We'll reroll these. Well, now I have a Whetstone. Hold on, let me think for a second. Now we have a Whetstone here. Dude, Seer Orb's so fucking trash, man. You just saw the units that I have? Yeah, these are we do not have a line here, I'm sorry to say, Lord of Pies, for the Carapace at all here. Reanimation Lab. Well, the problem is we're using Zone of Silence with Dante's Footstool, so if we have Reanimation Lab in here, it's just like not very good. Yeah, also Lord of Pies, so we do have the Jack off the box. So even then, like, our floor gets super overstacked and we have no stewards to put it on. Yeah, it's just not time for Carapace, unfortunately. I'm just gonna take the Whetstone here, I think. Come in here, and then maybe we have the literal only Bloodthirsty Blade as an equipment here. If I reroll, I can't even. We just remove. Carapace on the box. Not that. I mean, it's not horrible. It's not that good though either. I think we just remove our Moon Rituals now, so that way we can't hit them off of the Celestial Sails here, which seems pretty good to me. And we'll just go next. There we go. So we have Meat Hook to fuck up Corruption Seraph here. Yeah, I just feel like we've already won this run now. Ooh, look at that. Edgebearer, cool. Play this, play this. Play Grail, play Plague Doctor, play Meat Hook. We get to play the 9 lives as well because of the whatever it was called. The name I forget now. Why am I blanking on this shoot? I'm actually losing my mind. What's it called? The thingy that gives us energy. Full Moon. Is that what it is? That's not in here. Shoot. Moonrise. There you go. So because of Moonrise, we got to play the cat without taking the damage from Pyre Tap, which is very lovely. We'll play this here. Play you here. Now we could double Edgebearer here, but it's just not. I don't want to lose health for no reason. We'll just play it when we draw, and it'll also be fine still, right? Let's do this. I guess I should put the follower, excuse me, here. I guess I just chump you to get the tooth removed. Oh, and you're still dying. Ah, whatever. Who cares? Doesn't actually matter at all. I guess I can do this, huh? I can do this and then send you to hell again. Well, Meddler, you can die as well. Cool. This goes here, pass turn. You weren't suggesting it because you thought it was good. Oh, okay, okay. Okay, so Plague Doctor, handling that no problem. We'll put the equipment guys down here. Oh, I forgot that you're endless, so you're messing up our card draw. I guess we just do this then. And of course, you gotta put the Vampire Fang on the Meat Hook. He's got the dualism. We need him to gain lots and lots of life here. In theory, I can see us maybe having some trouble with relentless combat here, but not too much though. Like the meat hook does not last long in relentless because he's still gonna get hit, like, you know, and get corruption applied to him. I'm gonna put this here. I'm gonna begin the equipping on the Baron Grail now, I believe. Lay all these fuckers down here. It's looking pretty Jover for these guys. Gives you get some free hits in up here as well. And tragic, this gravity ended up being just completely worthless. Meat Hook did everything that this wanted to do and then some. So we just never needed it. It's so in my heart and my soul, I do think genuinely that the Malika shifting Pyre will one day make me so angry that I may never play this game again. But at least most runs is just pretty good. So that's nice. But one of these days is gonna make me actually quit this game, and I'm not looking forward to it. But until then, you know, Pog. Oh, you're eating shit here, Seraph. You are done for, buddy. You even have the Malika's Pyre and Capricious, and it still was so sick. That one was a little iffy, I think, if I remember correctly. That one was kind of sus. But we didn't lose it, so, you know, whatever. You know, based, etc. Right? But I don't know, man. One day is gonna fucking get my ass. You know what's sad too? I'm pretty sure I said I was going to upload that one to YouTube. I just never did it. I forgot. I guess I still can. Nothing's stopping me, but I should get around to that at some point. Ooh, lethal, lovely. Here, let's just let it go. If you're stopping me, Lord of Pies, why are you stopping? What the heck? Gabriel had someone give him a cursed Malika seed. It was rough. Like, so rough that he lost the run, or like, you know. Like, is it like unwinnable? Like, how bad could it be? Malika Capricious feels fun, but not good. You mean together, Leonard? Because together it's kind of like literally just insanity, basically. Okay, Inferno Room once again. Zone here. We got the 1-cost Tome, which is not really amazing, but interesting. I'll play this out here too, honestly. I'll actually play all these out, probably. Let's do this. Let's get the Tome of Horrors in the next two. Why not? One feels is usually good, but you don't exactly have a lot of experience. Yeah, I don't know. Okay, there's an assistant. Let's scrap you again. Maybe we can hit a follower? Nope. Oh well. Even then, it's still fine for us, honestly. Play this. Play you. Play this is nothing that matters, but we just do this here. We play both of these and then just pass the turn. We can meat hook the savagery, which is nice here, but that was hello. Boiler Room saving another one of your runs, especially because stupid taking up every hand with blights. It's so sad. I look at it and I get it. I see what people like Boiler Room, and I feel like it should be really good. But I just feel like I personally never get good Boiler Room runs. Like, I never get a good chance to take them, basically. And it's just tragic. It's messed up, man. I think, if I had to guess here, I would say Dominion's dying last, so I'm going to probably go for Pyrelight here instead of holding over Minds of Their Own. Maybe that's wrong, I'm not sure. I'm going to put a Meddler here, too, for the time being. But yeah, I don't know. if that run you didn't skip Carapace, Lord of Pies can't stop me. That is true, but I don't think I had Carapace in that run, but I don't remember. It might have had Carapace in it, honestly. I wouldn't be that shocked. Okay. Assista and Meddler both go down here for now. And it's not like obviously optimal usage of 9 Live Monstrosity. But it was a usage of 9 Lives Monstrosity. It's like, yeah, hey cat, can you be like a damage sponge for me, please? Just take 1,000,000 damage, and it's like, sure, no problem, boss, you got it. So in that sense, good job, 9 Live Nightmare, very good work. Keep it up. It's definitely not like an optimal. I just noticed, by the way, that Plague Doctor had glass cannon on it, by the way. Just to be safe here, let's put a Vampire Tooth in there instead for now. How about that, folks? Let's not get too crazy today, right? You're a dime. It doesn't really matter. Put this on Meat Hook here, I think. Let's do that and pass. You're enjoying Avowed more than you thought you would. You got a quest. Farmers in famine-stricken area have been robbed. Rebels who robbed them are also starving. The rebels give the food back, condemning them to death. Meanwhile, the hundreds of food items in your inventory, some of which you took from some of these same people. Very cool, very cool. William, what's the first 1 floor runs when everyone else is 1 to 3 floors, so you can focus all your efforts there? Yeah, I think my problem, Tigia, my main issue is that I feel like oftentimes getting that much energy doesn't do anything for me, basically, right? I feel like a lot of times getting a million billion energy is just like, well, I've got 1,000,000 billion energy. Not much to do with it. I'd rather have a different floor here instead, basically, right? That's kind of my beef with it. But that's obviously also just not always the case either. But I don't know. Let's just do this in pass here. I've had people here on YouTube. Wow. People. I will say, I am really happy how many people have been watching on YouTube. Way back when I was playing 20 Minutes Till Dawn, or when I was playing Dark and Darker, I did try doing some multi-streams, and like very few people ever watched them, basically. So I personally was pretty happy to see how many people have been watching the Monster Train multi-streams. It's been a pleasant surprise, if you will. There's also a treasure hunt quest that is basically your husband got his very intimidating codpiece, which we enjoyed a lot, but then he died of a heart attack during activities. It's yours if you can handle it. Damn, dude. So I also Taoist, what do you mean they enjoyed it a lot? So I mean, the implication here is obviously they were using the codpiece during intercourse in some way, shape, or form. That's not correct, right? Like, maybe I'm dumb and stupid here, but I'm pretty positive that like a codpiece is like literally just like armor for your dick and balls. This seems incorrect to me, I guess. I don't know. You're not a codpiece expert? You know what? Neither am I suppose, huh? What was the same problem that energy relics cards have, which is you can still often need to go energy boss rewards over card draw because those cards don't give deployment energy. That is also very... Sidenar, deployment energy is very... I would say deployment energy is often more the reason why I take energy upgrades over normal, like, energy reasons, right? That's fair. Also, Russian Roulette Wheel, you stopped on Twitch because you don't like the ads on there. Your ad blocker blocks YouTube ads, though. Very fair. I don't get Twitch, man. I don't fucking understand how they constantly say that the website does not make them money, and yet compared to YouTube, obviously they're doing like live streams more on Twitch, right, which is probably more expensive for them to run. But like, you get so much more money from your like per viewer. Like, so many more people are subscribing to like multiple channels, yada yada, all this stuff, Twitch Turbo, yada yada, right? And they still play so many ads. None of the ads are ever skippable. Like, it's just crazy to me, man. I don't understand how they can even say this website is not making money. It's baffling. Bongus, hello. Hi, Bongus, 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 etc. YouTube is losing money like a sieve. I remember hearing back in like 2018-ish era where people were saying YouTube was losing money. But I remember hearing more recently, like 2022, 2023-ish, that it is actually profitable now. Right? That's what I've heard. But also, I could have been very easily lied to. People love lying on the internet. So I am not necessarily correct about this in theory. You return a little more knowledgeable about COD pieces. Use YouTube Premium as ad blocker. Makes sense. It doesn't make all the money, so it doesn't make enough. Fair. You always thought they were propped up by investors. I think like Just One. This is like, you know how like all like venture capitalism tech things. It's always like, you know, we're for a long time they're in the red, but eventually we promise you we'll actually be like net positive and we'll make money. I think YouTube is like one of the few examples of them actually eventually making money. Eventually, I think they lost a lot of money at first, and I think they do now sort of actually profit off of it. I think it's one of those situations, but apparently Twitch can't make money. Good run and Luscious, thank you. I thought that was a pretty cool run too. Let's go. What was the other people? Sorry, I forget what it was. People wanted to see another combo. It was Primordium and Banish. That was the other thing people said they wanted to see earlier, right? Let's do that next. Let's do Primordium and Banished. You guys want to do normal Banished or Inspire? We know that YouTube is streaming is making money. You know, sad no, that's a good question actually. Maybe like hosting videos is much cheaper for them and therefore more profitable, and the actual live streaming element of YouTube is actually way less profitable, and that's why Twitch is also not making much money. But I don't know. I'm not sure. Twitch also sells underlying tech to the other sites. Yeah, that is the thing too. First of all, Angry Amish, hello. I remember hearing about this with Kick, right? Where like Kick is using the same like, I guess like server providers or whatever. I don't know the exact details, right? But Kick is is basically paying Amazon for, I think, hosting services maybe or something. I don't know, but they're like also paying Twitch effectively, right? YouTube posted 36.1 billion with a fucking B in dollars in ad revenue. And why their advertising costs and overhead, but you doubt it's not making money. Yeah, it does. It does seem. They do seem to be making the money. Inspire, normal, Inspire. You are outvoted. We can do Inspire. We can do Inspire. We'll see. Maybe we can make Superfood work with Inspire. I don't know. Well, maybe it'll happen. We'll see how it goes. Time to speedrun Superfood opener. Yawn. We'll see. Hold on. Reservation. Perils of production. Okay. Personally, I'm looking for a Perils Superfood run here. That's what I'd like to see on this one. A full-on Superfood Ember Drain run would be pretty cool here. We're against Entropy, which should not be very scary for a build like this. Actually, I'm a little bit worried about Lord of Cherubs here. That might be a bit of a sticking point for us. We'll see. Astroman, hello. How are you? Hopefully you are well. Nice to see Superfood. It's here. Don't worry. It's here. Trust me. It is just that easy, folks. You pray that Shiny Shoe makes that subject Alva fucking rare. You're tired of seeing him. He's really good, though, and I like to win the game, so I'm happy to see him. Dude, we're getting kind of the nuts here, man. Attuned West Zone is awesome with Primordium because the weapon stats get applied on eating as well. So that's kind of huge for us here. Oh, dude, imagine we get Cursed Twin Blade. We get Cursed, we're playing Banished. A Cursed Twin Blade run here would be insane with this. I'm actually curious, the ability from Twin Blade wouldn't pass over, right? How does Superfood work exactly? Status effect. So yeah, that's an ability that does not get passed over. So we get the multi-strike, and we do not get the minus attack from Twin Blade here in theory. That could be really cool. I'm pretty excited for this one already, honestly, folks. It would drain Primordium's attack, so he passes less attack. That is true. That is true. If Primordium's attacking, he does lose attack. That is true and real. But let's just not. If people die before he gets to attack, then he doesn't attack at all in the first place, which is pretty cool. Apparently, I have Wind Blades in this deck, so we'll have to remove them as well at some point, sooner rather than later. Here, if I had to guess, I'm not gonna play the second Shield Steward here. I forgot this is the guy that sucks us dry. But I don't want to give him too much fodder. Oh, we're gonna have him here. Might as well just have the Spear Steward here as well. Definitely get some inspiration in there. I guess I just play this and let it die. This is looking pretty cool. This already looks like a very exciting and fun start to the run. I'm looking forward to seeing where it goes. And then I keep playing the Magma Morsels out here, I suppose. We'll be able to feed the Morsel Maker more once the Primordium dies here. He will, however, never be able to get his Valor because he's putting the guys in front of him, which is sad. Let's do this. Do this and pass. Get Perils, Holdover, and Duplicate Intrinsic Furnace tap, and you get Multi-Strike Beast. There's a lot of things we're looking for on this run. A lot of different really cool things. I'd like to see as many of them as possible, basically. But Ember Drain Superfood is definitely a way to play this for sure. And we can do that. We can do that with also Whetstone giving us cool stuff as well here. There's a lot of lines we're looking for here, folks. A lot of different lines. Does Valor double dip on the attack buff and that it buffs Primordium whatever it eats? You know what, Astro Man? This is a great question because Rage does not do this, right? Rage does not take into account the temporary buff from Rage. So my guess would be that Inspire also doesn't, but I don't know. I'm actually not sure about that. I'll take a Mortal Trait here where I'm going to go full-on Ember Draining. I'll take Divinity because that's also not a horrible hit here for the for my man. Hear me out, Superfood and Avarice. It'd be cool. It would not be bad. Pretty easy left side here. I want to look for a different unit to get the Morsel Maker buffs here. I think Construct's my #1 hit here from this Umbra banner. Smidgestone and Speedstone are interesting to see here. I would not hate Shadow Eater as well. I can see Shadow Eater also being good. Overgorge this early is not terrible. The problem is we have Plinks as our spell, right? Instead of Shade Splitter. It's a little bit hard to feed Overgorger enough with that. I'm very happy for a Construct here. Because we can just, now on deployment, we can go Construct, Primordium, and Morsel Maker all on the floor together here. I like a Quick Stone on Construct as well. I'll put a plus 25 on the Morsel Maker. And we'll try to give Construct another Multi-Strike here maybe, or maybe even like Titanite or something. And he should be, we don't want to go Small Robot. Jazz Panda, hello, how's it going? Hopefully you're doing well over there in YouTube world. It's not a Small Robot angle here. Because with Morsel Maker, we're going to overstack the floor anyway, basically. So it's unfortunately, Lord of Pies, tragically, this is not a Carapace angle. I'm sorry. Although, if anything, Lord of Pies, we in theory could abandon Morsel Maker and go Carapace on Primordium. And we wouldn't even go for a Smidgestone. Yeah, yeah, exactly. Every Primordium is a Carapace angle, in theory, right? But there's other again with Banish as our secondary clan, and with Superfood as our Primordium. There's again, I think my #1 hit here is Cursed Twinblade. That would be better than Carapace. I would also not hate to see. I mean, that's probably it actually, huh? I mean, you know what's actually funny? If we didn't get the Quick Stone on Construct, the Swift Blade Quick would pass over via Primordium as well in theory. But whatever. Oh, you know what we need to do here, actually? We need to remove the Twin Blades. These are going to be, like, genuinely... Oh, well, we remove both of them here. We're going to go to this Merchant of Arms, and we're going to look for a equipment here, basically. You know, I'll hang on to the money for now. You might need the money to actually just buy the right equipment, so let's just play it this way. Avenger would go insane with power if we had one. What? Oh, dude, I was like, who the fuck is Avenger? I'm not realizing the Avenger is the Banish unit. I was like, who the fuck is Avenger? From Marvel? That's not who you're talking about. Titan Skin 1 does make it a little bit harder for Plink to kill here, but I have faith in our boy Plink. Look at the job done here today, folks. Well, rip Fat Finger the enter button, and now you lost because the boss left your pyre because you weren't paying attention. You know, tragic. Absolutely tragic, but it happens to everyone. This too shall pass, don't worry. I guess I just play this for now, I don't know. So let's see here, right? Let's see. So Inspire is currently increasing Primordium's attack. You know what's interesting? When you hover over a unit with Rage, it'll usually show the Rage enhanced number, and then it'll show the baseline number, right? This is just showing the baseline number. Is Blade on Primordium not better? It has 0 baseline attack stats, Taoist. It has, like, no actual stat upgrades. So it doesn't matter. None of them are going to move around, actually, here. It is pointless. Maybe if I, like, play units later, like if I play morsels later on this floor, we don't have room for it anyway, because once we have 1, 2, 3, and then 2 summons, so it's still 5 slots here. It won't be a factor. Should go up to 41 if Valor double. That's what I was gonna say, right? It should be 4 attack to up to 40, and then 1 Valor up to 41 if it is double dipping, right? If it's not, it should be 40. Big, by the way. It's double dipping. What the fuck, dude? That's crazy. I feel like that shouldn't work that way, but you know what? I'm not gonna complain. That's pretty sick. What if you merge Void Blade with Cursed Twin Blade? If you Jimang, I actually did have a superfood. What's it called? Oh, sorry, you're saying Void Blade. I sorry, my brain broke there. I thought you were saying Moonlit Glaive. I don't know why I read that wrong. If you merge, you know what, G-Man, this is actually a very interesting question. Extinguish is not an ability that would transfer. So you would get multi-strike and you wouldn't have to worry about that. However, when a unit is eaten, it does not trigger extinguish effects. So it does not count as dying, and you would not lose Primordium if it is eaten. If it is killed by other means, you do lose Primordium then. So it's a pretty risky line, but we could do Void Blade, Twin Blade here, and get double multi-strike per eat, which would be incredibly strong. That would be an option. Mr. Sun, message redacted. What happened? Also, Plink does not miss here. Trust. Huge. Easiest game of my life, folks. Thanks for confirming. No problem. I honestly, I would have guessed the opposite. I would have guessed that it would work the other way. That we wouldn't get the attack buff from Primordium having Valor. That's really good to know. Does Rage and Valor transfer over? So Jazz Panda, Rage historically, and I've actually checked it just to make sure it does not transfer the damage over, right? If you have Superfood, the Rage transfers over, but the actual damage augment on Primordium is not effective for whatever reason. I don't know why. I don't know why it's not, but then this is. I would have figured these are in the same boat, but I guess not. I don't know. Very peculiar, though. Okay. I just want to, like, stop you from putting curses in my deck here, I think. Okay, Plink, fine. We'll play it this way, I guess, buddy. Piece of shit game. I'm not angry. Let me come up here. We do a little inspiration. Got a Spear Steward in the mix there. The Construct obviously wins this, but, you know. You can take that. Big. So Valor is worth 2 extra superfood then? Basically, Mr. Sun, yes. It is worth double the damage gains, it seems, so far. I will take a Prismal Dust. I would like having that in the superfood mix here as well. And you know what? Divinity looking pretty good as well on this one. Now, I actually, under normal circumstances, would love to go left side here. I would love to get some spell upgrades. I want holdover on Perils. I would love some cost reductions on Divinity here, right? Get 2 Divinities. I'd love to reduce the cost of them. But I think on this one, I gotta look for an equipment for Attuned Whetstone. That seems so much more important to me than anything else here, basically. Let's go over here, see what we got. So, like, here's the thing. Inferno Room is still really strong for us, so I'll take that here. I very much like that. But I'm going to re-roll before we make anything deployable here. Everlasting Light, I mean, Everlasting Light itself is fine on the construct itself. And it's okay on Primordium, except for the part where we need to play, like, bottom floor, basically. Because Primordium will not attack at all, basically, right? I'm just going to re-roll. Listen, I do not want to take Superfood Glass Cannon here. That's a little much for me, personally. So, tragically, we kind of missed on equipment here. Maybe I should take in the Everlasting Light as, like, a hedge in case we just missed on this turn. What's this, Seraph? This is Entropy Seraph. Bad News Beta. Also, hello. Hi. Dualism on unit doubles the Valor gain from E. Does it really? I didn't know that. That's cool. Red Crown, huh? I gotta say, on this one, Red Crown's a lot less tempting here. I don't hate it on someone like Morsel Maker. But I don't like the bloat. Love Inferno into Entropy is very strong into Entropy. I agree. It's also very good into Kale, actually, as well. Yeah, it's pretty good here. I mean, I don't want to take the Colt here. I think I'm going to make this deployable now, actually. It's 75 for deployable, right? You love Inferno into any Seraph. G-Man, we actually talked about this before. Me, personally, I do not love Inferno into Savagery Seraph. I think Savagery Seraph is a big liability because you usually want to play the Inferno bottom floor. But if you're playing Inferno bottom floor, all of the Amalgams get a free hit on you. Which is a issue. It's not impossible to play, but it is something to be concerned about, basically. So I think here, well, we'll definitely play this. Savage is the only real check against an Inferno room. It is a bit iffy. Jack strips also do fuck up as well. The entropy fight. Couldn't afford Everlasting Light plus reroll. I guess that's a good point, Sadinar. Okay, you know, I'm happy that we made this decision. Even if we're not getting Whetstone value yet. We'll find equipments later, I'm sure. I kind of actually like playing the Inferno room here and then not playing the Morsel Maker right away. I think it's not that important to get Morsel Maker out. And I think I do just like killing enemies on this floor, so we're hopefully not killing them on the floor that Archeon is on, to keep the savagery count low. And oh, you know what? I forgot this whole time we've had reservation. This is looking pretty good. This is looking pretty good, folks. That's a good opening turn, if you ask me. I feel pretty confident that our construct's gonna win this one. Although we do need to be mindful about fuel. Fuel is actually kind of a big issue here. Well, he's not gonna have that much of it, basically. We need to make him actually able to attack more consistently. Well, this is a problem. Huh. No one here is plinkable. Where is my Morsel Master? Morsel Maker, whatever your name is. Fuck. Okay, you guys are gonna leak then because we have no attacks next. Oh wait, Plink, save me. Plink, save me. Plink, let's go! Holy shit. Base Plink, my hero. Okay. We do this here. Inferno definitely competitor for best card in the game. Oh yeah, it's a really good one for sure. It is incredible. Absolutely no doubt about that. Ah, shit. Nah, whatever. Looking for dualism? I don't know what we're looking for. The fact that dualism doubles your gains on what's his name here, the gains on the person eating it is really cool. And you know, actually, I will say I would like dualism, because one thing I'm realizing here too, we are a little bit low on fuel, and dualism would double our fuel gains. Yeah, exactly. I think we can make it work here. Believe in Plink and it'll never betray you. The biggest lie I've ever heard in my entire life, Jazz Panda. The biggest lie ever told to me ever in the history of this entire fucking planet. Not gonna fall for that one. Actually, Peril's here too, I guess. Maybe not. Do we care actually about the energy? Maybe we do. Actually, we have Divinity next turn. Although we have Perils as well. You know, it'll be fine. Don't worry. We need the damage. Trust. That is true, Sadinar. I will have a much more consistent fuel when we take the energy upgrade here. That is very true and real. But like the double gains, if dualism does work with the buffs applied via Primordium onto the unit, that is really strong as well. New bitch Street Fighter character dolls him, looks up but is disappointed every time someone talks about dualism. Taoist, that's a +4. That's a good one. I like Umberstone here. Our ally construct should get very, very big numbers, so I think just giving it trample is very good. I like that. Sanctuary is not bad either, but I think I'll just take the stone. No, the buff supplied by Primordium won't be affected by dualism. I've been lied to? How? How could this be? Also, Morselmaid is here, huh? Pivot? I don't think so. Lol, Morselmaid. I'm not making the pivot here. He's not even that good. I think Construct will do way better for us, basically. Hard pivot time? Not hard pivot time. I'm sorry to say, folks. Not happening yet. I do like going right side here. I would like to see an upgrade for the Construct. Either Titanite or Multi-Strike seem both pretty good to me on this one. I think ideally Multi is the one I'm looking for. Where's our next arm shop, by the way? That does matter as well. Up here? Okay, we have time to make more money between now and then. Oh, you know what the thing is, though, actually? I'm looking at here, too. We have a Forgotten Boon here. And an alcove here, and then we can go to the steel shop here. I think I actually we don't need the Pyre Remains. We don't need the Banished Banner. I think I actually want to go left side here and then left side up here. That feels better to me. Maybe it'll be bad. I don't know, but I think this is a pretty good line. Isn't it hard? Lev don't need HP. May as well go to the event. Dan Wolf, dude. This I know there's a delay. He's fucking reading me like a book though. How do you know what I was going to do? Martyr Signet doesn't seem... I mean, it's not terrible here. It is just going to be... What is that? I mean, that's actually pretty solid, right? By the end of the game, that's plus 30 max HP on the Construct for free. Not for free, for money, but I'll take that, honestly. That's fine. And Luscious has tested it before? Okay, good to know. Good to know. Teeth of Gold? Teeth of Gold? No. Not Teeth of Gold here. Imagine the value? Yeah, I'm imagining the value, dude. Imagine the value of the new keyword I have to buy when I fucking throw it through the fucking wall. Ritual Tome's kind of interesting here, but I think I'm kind of torn on this one. I think I want the Unnamed Tome just because it's really good into the Titan fight. Ritual Tome kind of cool because we actually know what you can do. Oh, I've actually been sold. Never mind. I'm gonna take Ritual Tome here because it is a status, which does mean that my friend Primordium here will pass it on. Yeah, exactly, and let's just pass Titan Skin. That seems based. I'm gonna do it. I think that's pretty decent, honestly. If it wasn't a Seraph of Entropy, I wouldn't be as concerned here. Oh, you know what I'm realizing actually too? I've decided. I've thought about it more. I definitely don't want. Multi-Strike. I now either want Titanite or plus HP because I did just realize right now that Seraph will one-shot Construct currently as it stands. Turn 1 is Construct dying to the first hit of Seraph. So I would like to have some insurance against that being the case. So let's try to find some baseline HP. How much damage? 35 damage from Entropy Seraph on the first hit. So I would like something to stop that. Once we get, you know, for example, some damage shield in there, you're good then. Oh, you're right. I have the signet. I forgot about the signet. Yeah, you're right. You're the signet. Okay, well then maybe we do want multi then. I forgot about that. You're right. You're right. You're right. My bad. You guys are smart. I'm kind of dumb sometimes. Also, with the damage shield that we get from Primordium now, we should be very good after the first turn. No stalwart snack. I'm okay with no stalwart snack here. Not the end of the world. Is anyone ever leaking here? I'm pretty sure the answer is no. Maybe someone could in theory. I'm pretty confident the answer is just no here. We never get a leak happening. Especially with Inferno Room killing the back line. Boom. Boom, boom. Windblade, huge. I'll put you here or whatever, that's fine. I'll pulse support you to attack or large stone. I don't think I want large stone, because large stone means I can't get my full deployment here without a size upgrade. And I think I would prefer card draw here in theory. Also, it's very funny to just give you the trample instead of giving it the allied construct. Ooh, look at that. Free morsel, lovely. Ooh, Sednor, you are right. I did forget about the actual sap getting passed. I did not think about that. That might be an issue. Maybe, you know what? Maybe I should have taken the maybe I should have taken the silence book then, huh? That could be a problem. Pretty sure dualism works with Primordium. Ewoks, you still here? Hello, Ewoks. Oh, you're leaking too. Fuck, hold on. If I do this, does that get me there? I don't think so. Unnamed Tome is also one of the strongest cards in the game. It is really good. That is true and real. Let's put this here. It doesn't really matter too much where it goes. This is 3 rage, so it's 6 damage, so it's 12 damage. So it's 12 on you. 12. Yeah, it's still a little bit short. Ah, whatever. We get a leak through. That's annoying because he heals. Are we gonna keep leaking? Oh, this actually might be a big issue. Yeah, we're just gonna keep leaking, aren't we? Yuck. Well, we can do like this here. Into Reservation. Into like Divinity. And you're still just leaking for the same amount. I think we just do this. And we hopefully won't leak any more here. After this guy. The buffs applied by Primordium are not affected by dualism. Unless you mod the game to give... So if Primordium itself had dualism, it would work. Interesting. Very interesting. You should be dead, buddy. I thought you were going to die. That's why I gave you the Ember Drain before. What the hell? Plink me? Dude, plink me? Let's go. Oh, I can't play you. No! I've been betrayed. Good to play an Ember at least. That's nice. Yeah, I know that dualism affects equipment buffs, but it wouldn't be that surprising to me if it also affected the unit that was, I guess, you know, getting the buff from Primordium. But I don't know. I have no actual thoughts about this, I guess, really. We get some more max health there. Void binding. We need to go to a magic shop and get holdover ASAP here, man. We have so much cool shit in this run. But I also want to go to the steel shop here too. Yeah, steel shop me, I guess. It's fine. It's whatever. Steel shop me here. Valor is an increase in damage to the contra, but I think probably multi. Ooh, Lifestone Casing is kind of cool. Yeah, I'll take that. I'll take that. That's fine. You get to remove Spear Stewards as well here. I'm gonna risk it and go for the reroll, I think, on this one. I would love Valor on the Primordium. Okay, well, we just get multi. That's kind of settled for now. We do still have the issue of Superfood Sap. That is still a concern. You're rich enough you can slap dualism on Stewart or something and then prove it to be wrong. That is true. We don't even see dualism here, though, unfortunately. But we could do that in theory. Intrinsic Holdover, Spell Chain Peril. That would be nice. Let's plan ahead here, right? I'm going to go to this Merchant of Arms, and then we're probably just going to go Magic Shop here. And then maybe even this Merchant of Arms later. We'll see how it goes down here a bit. Dude, there's so many Steel Shops in this run. Look at this shit. It was Steel Shop, no Steel Shop, and then Steel Shop, Steel Shop. What the hell, man? I'm fairly confident no one will leak here this time. I said that last time we did leak a little bit. But they're not healing this time after the Inferno Room, so it should be very good. Yeah, only one Magic Shop, kind of unfortunate with the Lifestone Casing, but hopefully we just get like really good stuff from it, and it'll be fine. All we really want is holdover on Perils. If we get holdover on Perils, I feel pretty good about it. I would also not hate like Intrinsic on like Divinity maybe, or something like that. But we'll see. Is Titanite bad? You don't think you've ever seen anybody take it? Titanite is really good. It's just we don't need it on this run. There are definitely certain characters that are bustedly strong with Titanite. You know what's also really, really good Russian roulette wheel? Titanite combined with Titan Skin. Because the fun thing is that first you half the damage, and then you apply the flat damage reduction after Titan Skin, right? So if someone's hitting you for 9 damage, and you have, or let's say 10 damage, or yeah, 10. Let's do 10 damage, right? Let's say someone's hitting you for 10 damage, and you have Titanite and Titan Skin. That goes from 10 to 5, and then you have the 2 Titan Skin reducing it, so you went from a 10 damage hit to a 3 damage hit, right? Together, especially in the early game, it can be just game winning. I've had bosses like genuinely be unable to hit me because of Titanite plus Titan Skin before. It can be really good sometimes, but it obviously does like everything. It does depend, right? Okay, put this down here. Put you here for now. Ooh. You know what? I forgot we had reservation. I'm going to be a little greedy and play the Ember here, I think. Because we just need mostly damage more than anything here, but that's a pretty nice start. That is a pretty nice start, folks. Well, this is also a pretty good setup here as well. I'm tempted to go Void Binding here, but it's a little bit too much Ember Drain. I'll just go for Prismal Dust. We should have enough damage, I think, after the Inferno Room here, yeah. Looks pretty good to me. Remember, we got an extra multi-strike, so now this guy's hitting for 3 multi-strike instead of 2. And now he's hitting for Trample as well, so that's pretty lovely. Although we do get a little bit of sap applied there, unfortunately. Plink, save me. Dude, fucking Plink, man. God damn it. I think the book damage reduction is cooler, but the smart play was probably Silence Book. Yeah. I do agree. The Silence Book is really good. But this is neat. And unfortunately, rounding in favor of the enemy slightly less than 2x. Okay. I want to sap here for Inspire. Not really. Blink. End turn. Rule of Fools hasn't made the right choice. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate the support. I'll play a Void Binding here, honestly. That's fine. We can tank the little bit of Ember Drain, hopefully, and not draw double shards this turn. No, my Ritual and my Divinity. Fuck. Oh well. So how much fuel do we have right now, by the way? We have 9 fuel, which is a lot, but it's not like there are some fights that could go more than 9 combat rounds here in theory. But not many, I guess. I think we should be fine. You just got back, you're gonna fall on the I fucked up side of this argument. That's fair, that's fair. Palomir's worked with Penumbra with his capacity pathway. Yeah, I would assume that you would get double summon triggers. So you would like if you did Hall of Mirrors into Architect Penumbra, you would like have a bunch more room to then double more units as well then. That sounds pretty cool, honestly. What are we talking about? We're talking about before I had the choice between Ritual Tome and Unnamed Tome from a Cavern event. And I took Ritual Tome instead. Because I thought it's neater and cooler. But Unnamed Tome is really strong, so I don't know. I don't hate Gem Trove here, but we don't really have much use for morsels here, unfortunately, because we don't have space for them. Could go, you know, actually, I guess he was going Space Upgrade here. I guess he was going Space Upgrade on this run and playing Gem Trove. And then sneaking some morsels in after the Penumbra, or after the Primordium dies. It's not that good. I think we just keep the deck thin, actually. Never mind. Never mind. This seems better. I do like Liquid Courage on the Superfood Primordium here as well. This seems pretty solid. And then this is a very... I hate missing the Pyromanes here, but to me this is a very easy right side here. We need to find some sort of Whetstone play here. How confident am I that Primordium will never die? I actually feel pretty safe in doing this. I am fairly confident that Primordium will never actually die to conventional means here. Right? I think in theory it could die to maybe the sweepers in the what's it called fight. In Savagery's Last Stand, or in the Titan fight, there's some sweepers too. But I think the issue is that we have damage shield. We have the innate damage shield from Superfood, so it's not that scary. So Spec Turtle, what I've been told, I haven't actually done this myself, but what I've been told is that getting eaten on the final eat does not count as dying for extinguished triggers. Because you know how Spec Turtle, you know how when morsels die when they get eaten, they go to the consume pool instead of, or into the eaten pool instead of the dead pool, right? I believe that's a separate effect, and it does not trigger extinguishes, is my understanding. I mean, maybe someone can probably confirm that, right? Eaten doesn't count, that's why it doesn't trigger harvest effects or extinguish effects. Thank you, yes. So we can take Void Armament here pretty safely on our Superfood here. And then, but you've seen Superfood and Void Armament, and it didn't remove them. Exactly, yes. So that's, like, awesome for us here. I actually don't hate Shield of Wind Shear as a merge, but we can do better, I think. I will reroll. We can do better. Okay, like... I think I'll just take the Everlasting Light at this point. It's fine. It's actually pretty cool when I think about it more. Yeah, we'll do that. That's fine. We will merge Void Armament and Everlasting Light. Because that will mean that as the Primordium is attacking, it is putting Valor on the entire floor. And the Valor is a terrible merge. It'll have multi-strike on it, and on like your Primordial will attack twice before being eaten. In the Titan fight and in floating bosses, it'll attack more than twice. Like I'm planning on not going to, or probably not going to any other merchant shops here. It'll be fine. And remember, it's Superfood Primordium, so the stacks that it gets then also pass on as well afterwards. I think it's not the worst merge we can get here. You remove Windblade. We're removing Windblade here for sure. 100%. Definitely a Windblade removal there. You know what's funny? We also could just go deployable rings and play the rings on Morsel Maker for a bit of extra attack. It's not that good, but it's kind of funny. The equipment is there for multi-strike and damage value. The effect of the equipment matters very little. It's again, we're tutoring it out with Whetstone, so it's free anyway. We could. Here's the thing: we could, like, in theory, we could hold out and go to this Merchant of Arms here, and maybe we'll end up doing that. Actually, I wouldn't. Actually, the more I think about it, the more we probably are gonna go there. Maybe this is bad then. We'll see. I don't think it's that big of an issue though. Can confirm getting fully eaten does not trigger extinguish. Thank you. Let's get the Shield Stewards out of here. Yeah, that seems fine. Let me actually see something here too. Oh, you know what sucks? We're almost certainly going actually to the left side here. Because I need to go to the Pyre Remains to get health back, and we don't have much to do with the Steel Shop. I want to go to this Merchant of Magic to at least get some sort of spell casing value, right? In theory, probably not going to get much value out of it. But I think all of that being said, we definitely want to go here for the Pyre Remains. Because I don't want to go for this Pyre Remain. So maybe I'll... you know what? Sadnar, I think that it's not bad to have the Everlasting Light here. But I think it was a little hasty. I think it's almost certainly a little hasty. I could have waited later. Although the problem with waiting later is that, like, I don't know. It's because if we don't merge them, we could hit the wrong one on deployment. We could just not buy the Everlasting Light, but then we maybe miss the Everlasting Light later on, too. We'll see. We'll see how it plays, ultimately. I don't know. A lot of moving pieces. I'm going to play middle floor here, because I don't want anyone to ever get the attack boost from Kale here. On this floor. I don't want him to escalate her up, basically. I guess it doesn't matter too much, huh? I don't know. We'll maybe go top floor for more fuel. This doesn't matter, I think. I think actually either way, we're going to be fine here. Pretty much. Then, Sadnar, listen, I would love the dream combo of Twin Blade here. I would love the Twin Blade Primordium. But I don't think it'll matter too much. I think we'll be fine. What a horrible first draw, by the way. Sheesh, man. That is not a good one. This is a much better turn. We'll probably pop the... Oh, actually, do we even pop the reservation? Maybe we don't. Maybe we wait for... Yeah, we just wait, actually, on this. We do this. This. And this here. That's pretty good. We're full clearing there. I get an Ember out. Lovely. I'll play reservation here, I think. That looks pretty good. Okay. Yeah, this is good. This should be pretty winning, I think, folks. Plank, save me. Damn. That seems a cool set to feed with Primordium. It is very cool. I agree. Definitely one of the more interesting things you can do here. Now, I would love Wretch from this fight. Wretch is probably the number one reward here for this right now. It's not super important, but it would just be nice more than anything, really. I'm not gonna play the Immortal Trade or the Void Binding here, because I just want to play the other more expensive cards. I think on this one. Anyway, yeah, we just get to do this instead. That's pretty cool. We get to do this as well. Why Wretch? To bring back Primordium. We don't have a lot. Actually, ooh, we can't replay Primordium, huh? Yeah, we would need space. My bad, you're right there. We do need space on the floor to replay. Do we get to see if the reward is... Do we get to see, I guess, our card reward before we see our upgrade? I think we do, right? I guess what we'll do is if we see Wretch in the thing, we'll then just take space upgrade. And that'd be very nice for us here. Although the problem is that, like, Primordium loses the equipment buff, I'm pretty sure. Like, the equipment falls off, basically. So we don't get the multi-strike anymore on multiple feeds afterwards. There's some issues there, but it should be pretty good. Yeah, we pass damage shield, we pass the Valors that we reapply again, basically, right? So there's some good things. I mean, I guess I'll take Bloodsoaked Arena here. It's not terrible. We have very few slays because of the Inferno room killing everything, but like I don't know, we don't have anything else on the field here, arena wise or room wise. It's better than most of the cards in our deck right now, so we'll take that. But with no Wretch, we have a lot of expensive cards here. I think we just take another energy upgrade, even though we don't have anything to do deployable wise with it. I think it's just pretty good here. Then we go right side here to the magic shop. Ooh, hold on. Wait a second, people. Now, this is kind of interesting. We have some things to think about here. My gut is... don't take Arena, Miscellaneous Energy. No, Illustrious, don't worry. Wrong of the two relics. This is the weapon one, not the room one. I understand the impulse, though. For me here, my gut check is... well, there's two options in my head, right, that I'm seeing here. Eternal Stone on either Prismal Dust or on Ritual Tome. And then we get to go Smolder Stone on them. I think my gut is telling me we just do this. And then we maybe just do, like one of these here. Seems fine to me. Permafrost. I don't hate Permafrost on, like, I don't know. Anything here really doesn't matter too much to me. Crystal Ritual Tome is pretty weak unless you hit Spell Chain. That is true. We do need to, like, get, like, a lot of value out of it turn 1, basically. Hey, Voyix, where'd you get that big, blunt? I guess that's a joint, not a blunt. Where'd you get that big joint, Voyix? Do you have a permit for that? Well, hey, Sadnar, there's the Spell Chain Intrinsic. Even then, though, for the record, this is still pretty good for us, honestly. We get to do Smolder Stone and Intrinsic just on the Primordium. You go for Buffet, then for Primordium. If you see Buffet here, I'd rather have that, I think. Absolutely, with this setup. We could just do Intrinsic and Twin Stone on the Tome as well here. That's also not bad for us. There's a lot to look for here, basically. Intrinsic Spell Chain gives up to 12 Titan Skin. That's a lot of Titan Skin, but do we even really need it? Not that badly, I feel like. Like, how important is that? Like, I feel like it's just not... it doesn't matter. Maybe I'm dumb for not caring much about it. You know what I kind of like, actually, here, which I think is neat? I kind of like Intrinsic and Spell Chain on the Liquid Courage, right? Because then we just get immediately 2 damage, shield, and 8 Valor. It's not worth that much, though, huh? Could go Void Binding if we wanted to go crazy mode. You will have survivability issues on the Titans. You are taking 25 damage every round on Titans, but only gaining 9 health. Well, we can circumvent that with a 1 billion damage shield. You know what? I think that actually kind of sells me. I think we just take the damage shield Intrinsic here. That just gives us a billion damage shield on the frontliner, which will be fine. Is it worth putting the money to consume on Plank? Yeah, probably. Intrinsic Divinity is the GOAT. It wouldn't be bad here, but I think this just feels better to me. I don't know. Maybe I'm dumb. Ooh, I do. You know what I actually really like here? I think I like Spell Chain Divinity, actually. If we draw it early, Spell Chain Divinity is also we can pop Reservation. We can just play it naturally as well. That seems pretty good here to me. And then we'll Surge a Plank. I forgot we had the dupe here, which is pretty funny. I should have taken that into account as well when thinking about this. I'm gonna dupe the big Divinity as well here. Dupe the damage shield. That's not that good. It is an extra +3, but we don't need any more damage shield. I'm pretty confident in saying. We can pop Reservation too on the first turn if we need it with a damage shield, and that's like, I don't know the numbers, right? But that's like 10 damage shield, which means 30 damage shield on eating, right? Plus we get Stalwart Snack here, so we get Buffet 5. That seems really good to me. You dupe Dust at so much value. It's good in that we get multiple copies of it after the initial draw. But I think we just need to play it once and we're good for life, though, man. Prayer Stone, does that ever fuck with me here? You know what's funny? Actually, Prayer Stone's kind of awesome, because this gives us a free thing for Primordium to hit to scale Valor with the what's it called? With the merged equipment, right? Where'd my merged equipment go? There it is. This gives us a free attacks with the... we lose damage shield for it, but it gives us free attacks on the Primordium, which is kind of cool. This feels pretty free to me. Also, this wave feels pretty free to me as well. I don't see how we lose this one. Imagine if it was double stack 40 Valor in one card. That'd be a lot of Valor gain. You're not wrong. And the real question is, can we out-sap Seraph here is going to be the real question, which I think we can. I think we will be out-sapping here, hopefully, but maybe not. I don't know. Well, I think I will Ember Drain this turn. My gut is telling me we go Reservation, Umbra Stone. I guess we can put Umbra Stone on the Primordium here too. It doesn't really matter. And then we put these down as well. And just do that. And now we're passing 14 Valor and 11 damage shield over 5 turns. And then a little bit extra because of the merged equipment. That seems good to me. And now tragically, because of the Ember Drain, we can't play the double Divinity here. What a fucked up, twisted world we live in. Oh well. Spike's removing the shields. It is true. It is true. That was something to take into account. We are losing some damage shield here. Not much, though, as you can see. Okay, folks. I think this one's kind of a wrap. This one's feeling pretty Jover to me here. We have a 265. Was it X7? Gonna be X9 in a second here, right? He's hitting a lot, and he's also got, how much is that? 34 damage shield, 55 burgers, 55 fries, etc. Dragon, did I say hi to you when you came in? I'm not sure if I did. Hi, Dragon. Hello. How's it going? Hopefully you are well. Primordium, your beloved? I mean, Primordium, we all know this. Primordium is the king of doing fucked up crazy shit, right? So this is not that shocking for anyone, hopefully, right? This is like a pretty standard Primordium performance here. Let us play this to ignore the incoming spikes here, potentially. Seems pretty good. And then we'll just pass here. Dude, I love Construct too, man. Just lowering the cost of it and morsels being so much stronger. This dude, I'm just like, maybe one of my favorite units in the game now. I think this is like maybe controversial. Right? There's a lot of units that are like, oh, this is the biggest glow up, whatever, right? I think secretly Construct is like maybe like honorable mention or maybe even 5th in the top 5 glow up units in this game. Like I think Construct has been so good for me, man. Tetradyne, what's my favorite nickname? Probably just Cranberry. Like some people have called me Cran. I don't hate it. I just don't like Cran. Just sounds weird. I don't like saying Cranberry God. The full thing I don't like very much. In a perfect world, if I could pick my exact username that I want, it would just be Cranberry. That's what I prefer. But also, like, it's kind of long to type out. So if you just want to say Cran for like shortening it, that's also fine. Take Be Gone to accelerate Dominion. You know what? That's actually a big heads up play that I wasn't even thinking about that, man. That's kind of big brain. Sure. Do I ever go by God? Not really. Usually, no. Pretty much never, I would say. Okay, let's see if I'm dumb or if I was actually smart, folks. Well, we could re-roll it here just to see, but let's go to the trinket shop first. Well, that's a free extra. Oh my god, dude. This is the most killed Seraphite of all time. I don't think we even take the jack strips. Inferno Room's doing the job and then some, basically, right? You don't see the Construct got any better? So, Tigia, two things. Two things, right? One, Construct, maybe I'm crazy. Construct used to cost 2 mana, now only costs 1. That's the first thing, and maybe I'm losing my mind, but I'm pretty sure it used to cost 2. So it being half the cost is a buff, right? But the big reason why Construct got buffed is because morsels themselves got buffed, right? Monster Train 1 to Monster Train 2, morsels give way more actual flat stats. So Construct is able just to be a better carry by the property of getting bigger faster, basically, right? You can call me Barry if you want. I'll respond to it. That's fine. Can you call me Kra to save even more time? You can call me whatever you want later, I suppose. Propagate probably is not that big of a deal though, Dallas. It is true that it's there to like increase the fuel or I guess whatever. But that's not super relevant. It's like a thing, I guess, but like it's mostly I'm of the opinion that because morsels got buffed, Obviously, all of the let me put it this way, right? Obviously, with morsels getting buffed, all of the Gorge units are buffed, right? But out of all of the Gorge units, right? I don't know if you've noticed this. Crucible Warden and Crucible Collector kind of dog shit. You can play them early game as a carry, but like late game, they super fall off super hard. They're pretty bad, I feel like, right? Construct, though, I feel like is still like super viable as like your Gorger, pretty much, right? Shadow Eater is pretty decent, don't get me wrong. But Shadow Eater feels kind of the same, strength-wise. I think if anyone really benefits a lot from the Morsel stat changes, it is specifically Construct. Because he has innate multi-strike. And like the thing too, right, is that like, well, Construct in the last game was really good because self-infused Construct was very strong, which is true. But the inherent issue with any Morsel strategy in Monster Train 1 was the fact that the last Divinity swept Morsels. So you needed some way, either you needed wing technology or you needed to play mid-floor to play Construct in the last game, which is usually a pretty big issue. So I don't know. Overgorger and Morsel Maid. Morsel Maid, I haven't played really too much with Morsel Maid yet. I think Morsel Maid might kind of suck. I'm not sure yet. I need to play it more to get a better sense of it. But I think Morsel Maid might actually be kind of stinky, because the big thing about Morsel Maid, the cool thing about Morsel Maid was that you could bypass the sweeping in top floor and play Morsel Maid still and not worry. I think maybe you do, now that you don't have to, like, I wonder if that the trade-off of Morsels being better is not as impactful as the fact that Morsel Maid himself is not gaining that much more stat upgrades per Morsel eat. I don't know. There's a lot in my brain about it, but I don't know if it's true or not. I might be a liar. Jack Strips, isn't there 50 HP sweep that had Titan Skin 5? Mr. Sun, yes, but that is specifically in the Savagery Seraph fight. There is a wave in the Savagery Seraph fight where it's a chosen sweeper unit that has 7x20, 50 HP, and then there is a cherub behind it that is giving Titan Skin to the floor. But that is that fight specifically. That won't be in this one. We don't have to worry. Your hot take is that Soul and Field should be combined into one keyword so that there is less one-off weird statuses. Well, Tetradyne, and I'm sure you know this, Soul has 2 weird statuses. Or I guess 2 weird units that have the status. There's the Soul Smelter and Devourer of Death, or whatever that guy's name is. The weird rare melting unit that is not a banner unit, right? That guy also has souls. So technically that one is used on 2 different units. So checkmate, liberal, etc. Anyway. Sorry, I'm looking at this for a while. I don't want the jack strips, but the in front of room is good enough here. No thank you. I probably will take Commemorative Spike here. That seems pretty good for me. I will take the Ember Staff, and we don't have any angels, so I don't want the chain of the Valkyrie here. You also have souls. I don't believe you. I think you're actually lying to me. Ooh, do I want? You know what I'm realizing here? Oh my god, I'm so dumb. No, I'm not that dumb. Maybe, I don't know. But Spell Sanctum's actually way better for us right now than Bloodsoaked Arena is, I think. Because Spell Sanctum, we have all these divinities. Lowering the cost by 1 is actually kind of huge. Even though we have double energy upgrades, I think it might actually be Spell Sanctum here. You have Dark Souls 3, and the Binding of Isaac 4 souls. You know, he does have souls, my bad. My apologies. You know, Sadnar, I can see that being the case, actually. That does feel right to me. That does feel right, so I wouldn't be shocked there. Oh, I'm going to play the Spell Sanctum, and we'll see how it goes. I suspect it'll be pretty decent. And you know what? Let's reroll for the fun of it. Let's see. You know what? Oh, dude, it's Carapace. Lord of Pies, don't look at the screen. I regret nothing. I guess I got lucky, and the merge was the correct choice here, because we didn't see the twin blade. Lookja? Fuck, he's looking. Someone stop him. I guess I just take Plink out here, too, at this point. Like, what else do I want to play here? Nothing really, right? And I think at this point we just keep duping the divinity here. The lower cost Twinstone divinity here seems fine. Looking sussy. So true, so true. I mean, you know the drill. This is the same as always, basically. You do this. We are getting the saps here crossed over, but we are out valoring the sap here, or at least we're equal with it, so that's pretty good. Because I do ritual tome here too. That seems fine. Okay. We'll do that and pass. You love looking at things. That's a pretty good one, Voice. That's a pretty good one. You know, Voix, I'm surprised. I mean, maybe you have been, but you haven't added any emotes there. Are you feeling okay? I was like, lately you've been like spending most of the streams just like adding emotes instead. I just want to make sure you're okay, buddy. You didn't see anything you like? That's fair. That's fair. They can't all be bangers, right? Sometimes there's gonna be some whiffs in there. Big Plink, activate. Ah, fuck. Oh well. Look at Nat, very sleepy, and you love how this run is going. This looks sweet. Yeah, it's a pretty cool one. It's definitely one that I like here, for sure. You like? I do like Magma Morsel, very much so. My favorite boss fight in this game? Illusion? That's actually a really interesting question. Let me think for a second. Hold on. Let me think. What's my favorite boss fight? First I'm gonna play this Spell Sanctum, by the way, here. Oh, I don't like. Oh, you know what? I think I should take the Entropy Curses here. I'll take a little bit of damage. I don't like how they're passing the sap over to Construct. I have one complaint about the Titan fight, but I think the Titan fight is actually really cool and fun. My only complaint about the Titan fight is that it is a little annoying to play it out when the run is super obviously already over. That's kind of annoying. Like when your run is like super GG and you still have to just play it all out, it can be a little tedious. But that one's really cool. I just haven't thought about this, man. I don't know. Does Sap double dip on Superfood? I imagine it does, but I don't know. Although actually, Sap is like the exact opposite of Rage. Shouldn't Rage also like not dip? I don't know, man. You weren't expecting a Star Trek emote? People don't know this. Voyix actually loves Trek. He's one of the biggest Trekkies that I've ever met in my life. He's so big into the Star Trek. Vision Sable is stronger in the Titan fight. You're not sure how it should work, though. Titan just slow down to one once it exceeds their HP. So, JFeast, the way I understand that it works is that once all the Titans are going to die, then it does die. Dude, all Zorhan Q? I love this one. Me personally, big Zorhan fan. Voyix, good ad. He knows me so well. Sorry, what was I saying? Brain broke. Yeah, no, the unstable thing in the Titan fight. It's like it is kind of stinky, right? But once everyone is killable by unstable, it will trigger. It's not like it does nothing, which I think is fine. But it is weird that Titans will have a million instability and they won't die or whatever. That is like true and dumb. I don't know. What are you gonna do? Minions will never be ballin'. What the fuck? What other bosses do I like? I don't know, actually. I think I'm not the biggest fan of Seraph. I think the fact that the Seraph fight is kind of just harder than the Titan fight is kind of weird. And I think that their mechanics are a little too counter me or die. Now, obviously, you get to see who your Seraph is, so you can play around it, hopefully. And if there's any boss in the game that is counter me or die, I'd rather it be one of the ones you can actually see in the start screen. I don't love it that much. I don't know. I like all the bosses equally. Let's just say that. How about that? I like them all the same. Let's do this. There's hopefully a billion damage shield passing here, and a lot of valor as well. Favorite boss is Estrella the Lost, and your least favorite boss is Yorl the First Blessed. So, Voix, correct me if I'm wrong. Estrella is the one that has Sap, and Yorl's the one that has Rage on Slay, right? Am I correct? He knows? Okay. I think, you know what, I will say, I do agree with Voix's sentiment here that Yorl is way stronger than Astrael is, to the point where it is a little oppressive. I wouldn't hate maybe like, what if we did baseline 6 attack instead of baseline 8 attack? Would that be cool? Would that be chill, people? I don't know. Well, let's just like think about it though. Like maybe, I don't know, maybe like I don't know, maybe like it'd be cool or whatever. I don't know. Maybe I'm just stupid. Not a boss of a Savagery's Assault. Dude, I fucking hate. I hate Savagery's Last Assault, man. Fuck that. Fuck that noise. God. This says that Seraph is stronger as a required Titan is more of a remaining HP check. You know, Mr. Sun, that's actually fair. That's fair and true in real, I suppose, as well. This is the last eat. These are just better on construct here. Getting more value out of the damage now. I don't want to sap down here, so I'm gonna just take the damage from these entropies. Should be fine. Plenty of health to spare still. Yeah, if there's a single combat that I like the least, it is definitely Savagery's Last Assault. Actually, yeah, Savagery's Last Assault, and probably combined with Rax the Overblessed here. Not that Rax is that much stronger, but between the two bosses that can appear there, I think I would prefer seeing a Thane or whatever it's called. I forget what the boss's name is now, actually, sorry. I think I'd rather see that iteration, though, between the two of them. For sure there. Last Assault plus Spikes Lady is yours. I don't have much trouble with the Spikes Lady, I feel like, on average. Maybe this is run dependent, though, huh? Ooh. I'll take that. That's big. Why is there no Last Blessed? Coincidence? I think not. Fortifies, you know, he's asking the right questions. Very good point. Very good point. Okay, you're dead. Technically, I could have saved 3 HP here. Hold on. This is a bit of an order lull moment. One moment. You gotta go, Voix. I'll be there probably pretty soon. Or, Voix, if you're starting right now, I'll be there basically right after this run ends. And maybe we'll do a scramble or something before we get over there. Okay, technically order lull moment, though. You do this, and then you play the Pyrelight. And then it's lethal now, and you don't take the damage. Sounds goog? Ha! He fucking typed the word wrong. He says sounds goog, man. Can you believe this shit? Fun Lovin', hello. I have bad news for you, Fun Lovin'. Unfortunately, run's over, and we're probably ending the stream now. Bad timing. But hi, how's it going? Hopefully you're doing well. My word really is S tier in Monster Hunter 2. Do I agree? I'm not sure yet. I really genuinely don't feel comfortable saying anything is... I don't feel comfortable, which is crazy, I feel like, right? But I don't feel comfortable really assessing. I can give you some general thoughts. I like Fel, I don't like Talos too much. I like Phoenix a little bit, like middle of the road. Gilda also middle of the road. I like Ekka, but I think she's weak. I think Ardune's kind of middle of the road. I think Bolette is in a weird spot where super dependent on seeing Hiveminder first. And I think the other two paths are like pretty bad. But I think overall, middle of the road, Lion Mane pretty strong. Lion Mane, no matter what, like all of her paths do something, so she's usually pretty strong, right? Arechi, pretty good. Grail, I think also actually pretty good. I don't know, Grail is weird. I like Grail a lot, but maybe I'm just insane and he's bad. But every time I play Grail, I just have so much fun with him, right? So I like Grail, I like Arechi. Hornbreaker, Hornbreaker's a little sad. Xanth, hello. Xanth, I got bad news. We're about to end the stream here as well, but thank you for the raid. You were tasked to annoy me? Really? Who sent you to annoy me? Did you come here with Xanth? Why would you do that, Xanth? I can't believe this. You got bad news, you don't care? Okay, that's fair, that's fair. Shardtail Queen I still hate. With a passion. Terrible. Hornbreaker, pretty bad. Sentient, I really don't know how to feel about Sentient. My gut tells me Sentient is bad, but I don't know. I really don't have a good sense for it yet, but my gut tells me Sentient is bad. My biases says Sentient should be pretty bad, but every time I play her, the run actually goes pretty well usually, so I don't know. In a random context, if you're playing random, Windleton's not good. It's fine, maybe, or a little bit on the lower side of or higher side of bad, lower side of good. If you get to pick your pyre, Savagery pyre, Windleton is usually pretty free. Because you can either play Predator 3 or play like Predator 2, Strangler 1, hopefully, and he can kind of just solo carry you. So different ratings depending on if you're allowed to pick your pyre hard or not, right? Tethys, I don't have a good sense for. I would say pretty much in the middle. Solguard, I like Solguard. I think Solguard's pretty cool right now. I had a run recently actually with Solguard where I didn't even have that much actual defense for Solguard, but just getting like a couple of like big frostbite hits onto the final boss and playing a bunch of Hoarfrost effigies won me the game. So I think that's more of the fact that like there's better like frostbite support in this game. I think makes Solguard a little bit better. I think Solguard's pretty good in this game. Wasn't a huge fan of them in the previous game. I like Solguard in the previous game. I like him in this game too. I will say I want to clarify this. I've seen I took a cursory look at Gabriot's tier list for this. I was surprised how high he put Penumbra. I put Penumbra probably middle ish. I don't know yet how I feel about Penumbra. Gabriot had Penumbra pretty high, but I don't fuck with him, man. I don't know. Maybe even like low mid. Around like the same spot as like Bolette is where I put Primordium or Penumbra. Primordium, this guy seems pretty sick so far. I think you kind of just can't go wrong with him. He's pretty nasty and strong. I like him a lot. I hate Rector. I don't know what it's about this fucker. I just hate his guts. I think Rector more than anything suffers from the loss of infusions. I think a lot of times you would do something like you would just have like an explosive, attuned explosive that you would like self-infuse, and you just use Dark Calling to bring it back over and over again. I think you lost a lot of value there. And I don't know. I just don't fuck with him, man. And then Little Fade's the problem is I don't like ranking Little Fade because she's bugged currently. So as it stands right now, Little Fade's pretty bad because she oftentimes really only has one viable line, I feel like. Depending on like what your clan combo is, sometimes Baby, it's like Firelight's pretty good. But like it depends, I feel like, on your start more than anything. If Little Icarus becomes like functioning correctly, then we'll reassess. But I don't know yet how I feel about this. Anyway, sorry. I was kind of rambling there, I guess. You guys want to? We can just go raid Voyix. I guess he's probably live now, right? Let me double check. Let me make sure he's currently on the Twitch.television. Yeah, he's booted up. Okay. Let's go over and say hi to Voyix. Everyone, thanks for hanging. Hopefully you had a fun time. I'm probably going to stream tomorrow, honestly, if I had to guess. But I'm not positive. Probably tomorrow's stream, though. We'll see. /raid Voyix64. Thanks for the stream. CS, thanks for being here, and thank you everyone for being here. I had a fun time, and hopefully you'll have a fun time again in the future. Let me do that. Let me go to the YouTube and set up the redirect or whatever it's called. There we go. And yeah, exclamation point. R roulette. That's a pretty good one. That's a pretty good one. You should do that when you get there. That'll be the raid message. Okay. Bye bye. See you later.